Name game.
It's the music, you see. It's quite inspiring. But that's not really what I wanted to say right now. What I wanted to say was, although I'm just getting a vibe, I'm getting a vibe from this music that I feel like I should be talking in some kind of different way, like, space. Humankind has reached out to the stars through the use of the SETI project, sending radio waves out into space, hoping that one day they may receive a message back. But when that message comes, what will we learn about life out in the stars? Join us for the new documentary series, The Search for Life in Space, on PBS, with your host, Richard Attenborough. Anyway, that's the vibe I'm getting right now, but I am going to mute that so you don't hear it. Anyhow, that's what I thought of. That's what the music made me think of at the moment. I just want you to know it so you can't judge me. That's it. Uh, that's all there is. Uh, hello, Rissa.
Name game.
It felt I was like, oh, what is that? Anyway, I just muted it so that it wasn't there. And that's what I wanted to say. Hi, everybody. There are some name games to do, some melon felonies to partake in, some sharing, some show and tell, and some news, which I'm going to tell you because I suppose it's not really officially news yet, but I'm going to tell you tentative news at the moment because you're here and I'm here and we're here together, so you get to know things because that's what it is. That's what it is. So very Carl Sagan. Thank you, Bude. Like I just felt like that kind of, the kind of 1970s documentaries that were happening around early 80s. That's what I was thinking about. And why did I have the music up? I had it up for. I feel like there's a difference between the sound levels from the PS4 to the Mac, and I feel like the PS4 is softer than the Mac, so compensation. Yes. So anyway, I'm just gonna turn that down some. Uh, right now, I believe that at this moment in time, I have something to say, and I believe the thing that I need to say is the name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F, or an M will appear. And then I say, bo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. Then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Krellin, 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 Bobellin, banana, fanner, fo, felon, fee, fi, mo, melon. Krellin, Trigger treat, trigger treat, trigger treat, bo, bigger treat, banana, fanner, fo, figure treat, fee, fi, mo, migger treat. Trigger treat. The name game. Hey, everybody. I want to thank everybody who subbed to the channel. I really appreciate it. And I want to tell you why. So here's the thing. I cheat in certain ways that, I probably shouldn't, but I do. So as you know, I run RPGs on my channel, and I pay the cast. And, I did a little bit of experimentation. I did 2 shows in the summer because I really wanted to. And, you do different things to go and get everybody paid. I try to keep the subs to my channel separate in terms of the accounting than everything I do to pay for the cast and all that stuff. But I'm not gonna lie. When I do my accounting for the Foxhole, which I've got to do for the last season, and I think I can do it this weekend, there are a bunch of things that I do not count as expenses. Anything that I buy, like any kind of like props I make or costume pieces I do for myself, or basically there's a bunch of stuff that are expenses that I just don't list as expenses. The only thing I'm actually listing as expenses are cast pay and anybody that I'm commissioning. I don't count subscriptions. I don't count fees. I don't count, like, there's a bunch of stuff that I just don't count as part of the expenses when I do my reckoning for you all. And the sub money tends to go for that sort of a thing. I also just pay a bunch of stuff out of pocket because I really want nice things for the players. Books, like RPG books and all that kind of stuff, right? That's just for me. But anyway, what I want to say is that the sub money that you give does go, for the most part, to actually sort of, help offset the costs of making sure I have a really good this or that for everybody. And so I just want to say I thank you very much. Every single sub is much appreciated, and it goes to good use. So thank you. Um, yeah, thanks a lot for that. I appreciate it. Just wanted to tell you. Um, it's Thursday. It's our Mac Stream Thursday where we play Mac games, and I'm currently playing Disco Elysium. And today we are absolutely going to play Disco Elysium right away. We are not going to get distracted by anything, certainly not show and tell, although I do have some things to show you and I do have some things to tell you. But that said, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to just talk about stuff. Let's see. But I want to see what's happening in chat. Atomic is annoyed. I borked my speech in class today. What? Pretty sure I'm still getting an A, but I know I made a fumble and it's annoying me. Hope everything else is good. You know what? Here's the thing, Atomica, you gotta let it go. Now that it's done, just let it go. Cannot change the past, except for this thing I have to tell you about. I have a lot of things to tell you about. Some of it which I'll have to tell you about while we're playing the game. But I have things to tell you. Because they're good things. Atomica says, so glad Carlin resub before I gifted. Last time Random did got him and he was unhappy. Well, it's because there's like a timing thing. Hawkeye says, great news. Hope to buy a table saw in the next couple of days. Ooh, nice. We'll be able to make the DM screens with built-in monitors soon. Oh, wow. That is very cool. Okay, I will show you stuff. It's very good. Discord Tangentium. Londell says, wait, count to 30, then show stuff, tell stuff. I've got stuff to show and tell. I've discovered the secret of time travel. Maybe. Why is it already November? This is a good question. Why also does my property management company insist on being radio silent when it's time to renew the lease every flipping year? It's a good question. I don't know, and I disapprove. So I'm going to tell you some things now, all of you. First off, and by the way, right now I realized that I wanted to actually check a date on something so I could tell you. So I'm also, what's the word? Vamping as I pull up a bit of a document. So it's November the 2nd. Yesterday was November the 1st, and I went off to Brown University to give a guest lecture at a class, which was very lovely. This is what I'm looking for, is my... I can actually probably also just look here. So by the way, I wanted to let you all know that I have got the after action report for the last season to write up for Patreon, and I am going to do that now that I have a little bit more time. So that's very nice. But let's talk about some stuff. So I've got like big things to tell you all. I'll put some of that in the letter that's posted on Patreon, open, not locked or anything. But here's some things I want to tell you. First the tell, then maybe the show. Perhaps. Are looking for the next assignment? Just another moment. Yeah, I get you, Atomica. Bude says, S-tier player skill. Vampy to cover for the GM looking things without losing the flow in the scene. Thank you. So, guess what, everybody? It's November. And do you know what November is? Maybe you know, maybe you don't know. I will tell you. November is my streamiversary. Weird question. What is the viability of mostly being a guest lecturer as an academic? It's not. You don't get paid as well. Yeah. Very often, if you're, they actually did give me money to do this guest lecture. But it's, guest lecture is not really a career. It's a thing that you usually only get invited because you're already sort of interesting, right? So because of the work I've done, people will ask me to come and do a guest lecture here or there. If I'm doing a guest lecture at my home institution, I don't get paid at all. You just go in and do a guest lecture for free. If I'm asked to do a guest lecture in somebody else's school, if it's a guest lecture, I'm often not paid, although they paid my train ticket. And I think they're going to give me $300, which is nice, because it's a long day. It's like a 12-hour day. Being asked to do colloquia, they will usually pay you. But again, academics don't get paid the big buck speaking fees that people in the industry get paid. Like if I'm lucky, I'll get my plane ticket paid, usually reimbursed, and maybe I'll get like $300, $500. Like $500 would be like a really good colloquia fee, and I might do 1 or 2 of those a year. Maybe if I'm really hot in a certain moment, I might do a couple more, but that's usually going to be centered around like work you've done. When my book comes out, I'll probably be asked to do more, and I'll get like a little flurry of them, but then they'll go away again. So generally speaking, guest lecturer, not at all. It's not a career. It's a supplement to the career you already have. Adjunct lecturer is different, but adjunct lecturing is rough, but that is definitely a career, and there's more and more space for adjuncting because universities don't want to hire people, so they hire adjuncts instead. But that's very doable actually. Um, Again, it's not the greatest life though, because part of hiring adjuncts is that you hire adjuncts and then you just don't pay them well, rather than hiring uh, full-time faculty. So lecturer jobs are not bad. Um, Yeah, twirling the mo. Adjunct is a fancy word for peon. It's not great, everybody. It's real bad, and it's bad for everybody. So, look, I wanted to let you all know that November is my streamiversary month. Not my affiliate anniversary, but my stream anniversary. My very first stream that I did on my channel was November the 5th, 2016. Uh, November the 5th, 2016, which means this Sunday is my 7-year stream anniversary. And what you may not know is that Lindy and I are basically stream anniversary twins. We basically started right around the same time, and we both joined Roll20 right around the same time. We're kind of twins that way. It's very exciting. So it's like it's my stream anniversary is coming up. And I have some things that I want to tell you all. Happy anniversary. Well, Bude will not actually be streaming on Sunday, but I have something I'm planning something, but not for this weekend. Hawkeye says, was an adjunct professor for various pharmacy schools as a preceptor for their students. Got the title, the chance to precept, and that plus a dime gave me 10 cents of income. Yeah, right? Like, yeah. That's about what that is. So, last year, I could not do anything for my stream anniversary because of various things that were going on. You may not remember, but last year, right around that time, was when we were supposed to start the 6th season of Kolos, City of Light and Shadow, right there at the mid-October, I think it was. So right around then, we were supposed to be doing it. And it turns out it might have been a little bit earlier. We were supposed to do that, or when we were supposed to start up again. We ended in June, July, August, maybe September, probably. Somewhere around September, we were probably supposed to start up again. And then I had to cancel Kolos, and we had our epilogue October the 21st. And there was a lot going on at that time. There was a lot happening, and so there was no way I could go and put together a streamiversary stream, which made me very sad. But right now, I'm in the midst of the most there's a lot going on right now, but I've just gotten over the hump, and a lot of those things are no longer, a lot of those things are finished. Like, I've finished a lot of the stuff that I had to do. Do I still have a lot of stuff to do? Yes, but here's the what's what. Hey, Artie. I am planning. I've not reached out to anybody yet. I've not had conversations with folks, so I've not, like, invited people, but I'm planning on doing a streamiversary stream. I did a 12-hour stream 2 years ago where I did Fiasco with some of the people that I first started streaming with, and then an RPG in German, because I always wanted to do that. And I'm going to do another 12-hour stream. My plan is basically I'm going to do it on a Saturday. We're going to lose one of our outer worlds, but I'm going to do it on a Saturday because Saturday will be open, because I won't be able to do it on Sundays because of Carousel Court starting up pretty soon, but I can do it on a Saturday. So we're going to do
We're
a
in the money.
like noon to midnight streamiversary stream. And we have basically 2 openings, either November the 18th or December the 2nd. It will be one of those 2 dates. And I'm hoping for November the 18th, we will see, but I'm hoping November the 18th. And I have, by the way, I'm going to sing. I just wanted to finish this thought. Um, I have a couple of things to that I'm thinking about, right? So what I did last time was two RPGs with like a video game in the middle for like timing and pacing, and I think that worked really well. And I'm thinking about doing the same thing. And uh, I was thinking if I'm going to do a stream anniversary, I want to do, got things to think about. And I think I know what I'm going to do. It's not 100% confirmed yet, but I think I know what I'm going to do, so I'm going to tell you because I figured you might be excited. Carousel Court, you mean Marta's D&D adventures, right? Yes, I do. OPH, thank you for that. By the way, I'm gonna sing. Do you ever not have a lot to do, though, Trooper says Artie? Yes. Yes, I do. Sometimes I do. It depends. The summer's much better than the school year, and sometimes yes. Atomica notes, one of the minor paths I'm working towards is building a lecture I can do a travel circuit with 2 or 3 times a year. I'm not even looking to make money with it. It's just something I think would be fun to do academically. Oh, that's usually not a guest lecture. That's like a guest speaker. Like a guest speaker. Just think about it. So, what am I going to do for this anniversary? Hopefully, because today's like, what, Thursday, November the 2nd, which means if I can start getting invitations out on Saturday, that means I've got 2 weeks to get advertisements and invitations and get everything sort of settled, which means I think it's doable, but I need to start getting invitations out. I need to start sending out my invitations on Saturday if I want to do it, which means I need to decide what it is I'm going to do. And I'm going to tell you one. So I have a friend of mine from my way. Do you remember I told you all about that Call of Cthulhu campaign that is still running? That was like the thing that kept me in the hobby. Well, in that group, there was one of the people in that group is a game designer. And when you're friends with somebody for a long time, you don't realize that, oh, you're kind of a big deal. Interesting. Oh, anyway, so he's a game designer. He has a new game out. And I'm going to go and run a one shot of his game. It has multiple different scenarios. It's got stuff. And he's going to go and do a Kickstarter for a new scenario set for it in January. And I said that I would also run another session of his game with the new one that's going to be Kickstarted in January. So I'm going to do one of the things is going to be this brand new game, this brand new indie game by this very old gamer friend of mine. I think I'll be doing Twilight Road, I believe. I did all the work on sort of creating the cards and setting things up. I'm probably going to do a little bit more logistics for that one. I've got to invite people. It's a storytelling game with no GM. So I'm going to do that. I have some ideas about who I might invite, but I'm not 100% finished there yet. But then I thought, I need a second game, right? I need a second game to run. What do I do? And I had an idea, but I realized what I really wanted to do with that particular idea was more than one session. So that couldn't be it. So then I was thinking, what do I do? What do I run? And this is why I started a little bit late today, because I had an idea. And I think I cannot confirm yet because I really have to read through it to make sure, but I think I should just do it anyway. And I'm going to read chat before I tell you it. I'm going to leave you in anticipation. Atomic says, I'm still learning some of the terminology. I just know I want to jabber for money instead of slinging sausage. And that was not a euphemism. Hey, I will just say there's not a lot of money in it. There's just not a lot of money in being a guest lecturer, just so you know. Bude says, I had a coworker who used to just hang out at R.A. Salvatore's house. Didn't realize he was a big deal till years later. Yeah. I have rice. I will throw it. Londell, I appreciate that very much. Now I just have Rocky in my head, all sorts of Rocky. I don't know when that's a big deal, unless Trooper counts. I feel like, Krellin, you count. You're a big deal when it comes to like finding obscure things on the internet. By the way, Krellin, I'm going to give you a challenge. I think you cannot fulfill this challenge because I don't think anyone can. But there was a website in the 90s, late 90s, and I just don't think it exists anymore. So I just don't think that you can find it. But it was like how to GM the Scooby way or something like this. It was like a website that did player taxonomy that analyzed players based on the Scooby-Doo gang, and it talked about how you can define players as either Velmas, Freds, Daphnes, Shaggies, or Scoobies, and what each of those player types are about, and how like you never really want a party full of Scoobies because that's way too chaotic, but you also don't want a party full of Freds. That's just not going to have anything interesting. Anyways, it was a really interesting page, and I wish I could find it again, but I feel like it just does not exist, nor was it ever archived. That's what I'm going to say about that. Yeah, nobody found it before. Yeah. So, Artie's correct. You know Cheryl, and she's a big deal. Absolutely. Yes, she's a big deal. And you also know the Strix, Whitney Beltran. She's also a big deal. I feel like you know big deal people. I think you do. I'm trying to do the time warp daily. One day it will work. But you know, see, Londell, it's just a jump to the left, you know? And then I feel like it's like a step to the right. You put your hands on your hips like I'm doing right now. And then you bring your knees in tight. And then if you do the pelvic thrust, it just drives you insane. You know what I mean? But if you do the time warp again, maybe, you know, yeah. I don't know, Strix. Strix doesn't like talking to me. Fair. Okay. The Wayback Machine does exist, but I don't think it has it. Yeah, but there's not a lot of money in spending my body moving objects either. This is fair. Let's see. Krell will find it for a Scooby snack. Yeah, if I had the URL, it might be findable. This makes me think about something. Oh yeah, Lauren's a producer of Magic, and also Sour Fruit Junkie is one of their art directors. Like, I feel like you know some important people. I picked the wrong side every internet fight Strix has had around me. It does. I feel like it doesn't matter how big of a deal Super got, he wouldn't tell us. Well, why would I tell you? That's no fun. Yes. So Dot's pretty much a big deal too. All right. So I wanted to tell you about my thought, but now I'm gonna pull open a folder that I unloaded. Hold on. I don't know what all is in here, but I know that if I can give you that URL, it will be in one of these folders.
Name game.
Oh, by the way, I've got singing to do, but apparently we have more show and tell than I thought. The name game. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. Der erste Buchstabe der Namens. Ich lass es weg. Und dann ein B oder ein F. Oder ein M wird da sein. Und dann sag ich Bo. Dann sag ich Bo. Dann kommt ein B, dann sagst du den Namen. Dann Banane, Fahne und Fo. Dann sag ich den Namen nochmal mit ein F. Ganz schön. Dann ein Vieh, Fa und ein Mo. Dann sage ich den Namen mit einem M dieses Mal. Und es gibt keinen Namen, das ich nicht reimen kann. Lone Coup, Bone Coup, Banana, Fana, Phone Coup, FIFA, Momon Coup. Lone Coup, the name game. Thank you for that resub, Lone Coup. It's been 25 Monaten, und das ist schon Zeit, so thank you. Speaking of, PH gave me 100 bits to thank me for the streamiversary, which I appreciate. I still have not given you the secret, by the way, of what the other game might be, but that's cool. And as thanks, I will sing We're in the Money, as sung by Ginger Rogers in the film Gold Diggers of 1933, which means I'm going to sing it in Pig Latin, and so... Irway and hey, the anime. Irway and hey, the anime. Iway at gale at way at weeks to it gale young way. Irway and hey, the anime. The ice skates are on, he say. I had to burp, so sorry. Old man did action pray, ooh yare, ooh, three, you're staying way hungry, oh. Eat red lions lay, of red lions lay, ooh, tay day. And we see it, and the Lord woke up, I get in the IA, we're in the money, we're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. Thank you for those bits, and hello, Karagander. Welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome in. We are about to play Disco Elysium, but we have a little bit of a show and tell first, and I have to finish my tell. Everyone watch the anime. Oh, do not apologize for your English. I do not know what your native language is, but I bet I do not speak it as well as you do. So, but also, what is your native language? You should share that with me because, is it German? Because I speak German. That's cool. Russian. Oh, Russian's awesome. I do not speak Russian. I wish I did, but sadly, I don't. And that makes me sad because, really, because I want to speak all the languages. You know how that is? I just do. But Russian is cool. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I teach a class on 1960s spies and movies and music, and I make sure that I'm able to. It's mostly the U.S. and the U.K., but I also do a week where we do Soviet era 1960s spy stuff, and there's I do an East German spy film, and then there's a Russian 1960s spy miniseries, which is all about World War II. It's like 17 seasons or something rather like this. Anyway, I also do that one as well. So, you know, I do like some good Russian media. There's some amazing films and art out of there. And Artie is like, your English is definitely much better than my Russian. Same. Don't learn it nowadays. It's not worth it. You know what? I think all languages have value, even if they're only spoken by a few people or if there's like trouble in River City. So, you know, I still. So, I was thinking, what am I going to do for this second RPG for this stream? And I thought, since streamiversaries are about, like, you know, interesting forward backs, I thought what I could do is run the game that I always wanted. Where is it? It's right up there. Hold on. I do. I have these. Yeah, these are my RPG books. You know, so when I was a kid, I know I told you about this, but when I was a kid, like in like '84 or so, I would go to the game store and I would look at all the games, and at that time, all the games were in boxes. And I would look at them, and I did not have money because I was a middle schooler and I didn't have money. But I would look at the boxes and I think, oh, I wish I could. That one seems really cool. That one seems cool. And there were two games that I was really interested in. One was Paranoia and one was Sandman. And I couldn't get them both, so I got Paranoia and I ran it, had a good time. But I always wanted to know, I always wondered about the game Sandman. And recently I thought I should just check eBay. And lo and behold, it was there, right? And I got it. This by the company Pacesetter, which also did Time Master. And I'm thinking, comes with dice, as a good box set would do. I'm thinking that maybe what I do for my streamiversary, because this was the game that I always wanted to play back in '84, that I will do one of the games that I do on the streamiversary stream will be this brand new indie card game by a very old friend of mine, and the other one will be this odd RPG that was a massive flop that I had always looked at and found interesting way back in 1984. So this is my thought. My thought is I'm going to do this one because this one was meant to be a very story-heavy game, and everyone thinks about story games coming out, like the story indie game happening like in the late 90s, but this one is from '84. So I thought this would be very cool. And I do have to read through it to make sure I can do something with it, but I feel like this is the one to, this is it. I feel like this is the one, and I think that this should be my Streamiversary stream, should be this brand new game, Tableau, and then this very old game. By the way, unopened, because the game did not sell well, and you can still get cheap unopened copies out there somewhere. So that's what I think I'm going to do for the Streamiversary, and I just wanted to share with you. I mean, it's not 100% finalized, but that's what I think I'm going to do. I have to figure out about like scanning things. It is not a solo game. The Sandman gives you a dream. Yeah, Kara, I actually do have more. I've got a few more boxes that I haven't unpacked. Like, not all of my GURPS books are out there, but I'm going to unpack them. It'll be fine. Yeah. Atomica says, welcome, Kara. Don't worry, you're in safe company here. We will not be harsh with your language. If you make any errors, it's already amazing that you know another language. Absolutely. The Dallas RPG I want to do at another time. I want to make a... Ooh, Dallas RPG. Now you've got me torn. Krellin, I could also do the Dallas RPG. One of those two. Either Sandman or the Dallas RPG. That's what's going to happen. One of those two will be it. Decided. Either one of those two will be the thing that I do. I just don't know which one yet, because you just reminded me of the Dallas RPG, which I have right over there. That I also picked up on eBay. Dallas, the television role-playing game. So it's going to be one of these two. That's it. The second game is going to be one of these two. Which one I have to just check over the, like on Saturday, I have to read through them both and see which one will work best. One of those two, that's it. So I'm letting you know, that's going to be the Streamiversary stream. We're going to have a Streamiversary stream, 2 RPGs, and then me playing some kind of a video game in the middle as the refresher. And that's going to be, that's it, everyone. I want you to know it's going to happen either November the 18th or December the 2nd, depending on logistics. But I wanted to share with you that I'm going to do it, and I'm so excited. I'm really excited for this 12-hour Streamiversary stream. It's making me very happy. So I thought you should know. But how old am I? Oh, I am 52 years old at this moment. Yes, I always forget how old I am. I'm 52. It's been a while. It is not a solo game. Rebecca says, I'm just trying to stay sane. My job today is being so intense. Ooh, I hope everything's okay. So much blood. Ooh, 17-hour surgery or so. After operating that long, my feet are numb. Ooh, I hope you can get off your feet and sit down a little bit and like make sure you hydrate. Drink water, hydrate, get some protein in you, like get a, hard-boiled egg. Take care of yourself. Yes. He's going to unpack his books as soon as he's done with The Outer World. Sounds like if you read The Sandman and you can't make anything out of it, you have a fallback now. Yes. So, Dallas, Tuesdays, ARD, channel 9:45 to 10:30. We'll never forget. Yep. So, I wanted to read you the backs of both of these because I thought you might appreciate this. So, this is The Sandman. So, as a kid, right, I saw the back of this and I would read it and I thought to myself, look at that creepy image. I thought, oh, this seems really fascinating. So, this is what the back says. The train whistle screams, and your passenger car plunges into another tunnel. 6 shots snap in the darkness. When sunlight floods the compartment once more, a man lies bleeding on the floor. He whispers a warning, then mysteriously fades away. Who was he? Why was he murdered? And most importantly, who are you? The Sandman. He knows your name. You don't. He knows where you are. You don't. He knows what you have done and why you must die. You don't. To survive, you must journey through a tempestuous world in search of answers to a question as tenuous as your own existence. You play the role of an amnesiac traveler lost in a world beyond the natural. The rules are brief, preparation easy, and the story rich. The Sandman is watching. Why don't you face him? Inside this box, a 64-page book with 4 adventures, each a full evening of entertainment. Self-standing panoramic game screen, an 8-page introduction to the game, 2 10-sided dice, 48 full-color cards, which I'm going to have to scan, a 32-page book of props, maps, illustrations, and players' information, probably also have to scan. The adventures in this set, The Sandman Comes, Desert Reverie in Casablanca, where looks do kill, The Prophet of Darkness, mystical journeys through a dark, tattered land, a feast for the eyes, gangsters, and fairylands of no child's dream, and the Map of Halal, journey beyond the Milky Way with Dionysus. Map of Halal is part of the Sandman game series. They only made this one book, this one box. All box sets and all adventures within are related, but each may be played alone. You need nothing else to play. And there was a contest. They said that like there was like apparently some kind of weird puzzle or something inside the game, and if you figured it out and you sent the information to Paysetter, you could win $1 million. Again, the game was a bust, so that never happened. But that was, you know, the thing. And this one has no back, but the Dallas RPG says, you are your favorite characters in Dallas, the television role-playing game. All the drama and power, the wheeling and dealing, the loves and lives of TV's greatest family are yours to enact in this fun-filled, fast-playing game. Characters, scripts, plot devices, director's guide, easy rules. So those are the two that are going to be the second game. One of those two.
Somebody's watching me.
I always feel that somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Whoa, I always feel that somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? Ba-da-ba-bow. Thank you for that follow, Kara Gander. Thank you so much. We could totally win $1 million. Yeah, it was 9:30 tonight, Rissa. Yeah, so those are the things, and I just thought that would be a really fun thing to do, to have this brand new game, and then also one of these two, either Dallas or Sandman. And I'm very excited for the concept, for the thought, 2 RPGs, and then some kind of video game playing in the middle, most likely. And that's my thought on that. Or maybe like we'll see if I do an RPG, maybe a solo RPG, or maybe maybe a solo RPG. Could be a video game, could be a solo RPG. I can't tell you yet. Haven't decided. But it's going to be a 12-hour stream, either November the 18th or December the 2nd, depending on casting and reaching out and all of that. So be prepared. I'm going to do it this year. Nothing will stop me. And I'm excited. That was the one thing that I wanted to share with you all. And I'm excited. So wait, the Sandman, he knows if you've been good or not. Grunt's like, I do too. I know why I must die, because I was born. Yeah, this sounds like it could be awesome, says Lunku. Absolutely. Yes. Bude says, the worst part of the Dallas board game is when you wake up the next day and realize being able to schedule game night was all a dream. Isn't that the truth? Kara says, you can just call me Kara. Thank you. Volpa says, but Trooper, solo RPG would take the whole 12 hours if you have 12 hours available. Maybe. So I wanted to show you, and then we're going to start Disco Elysium, but I wanted to show you what I got. New headphones, because these are actually broken, and I'm only keeping them on with string, basically. But so I am currently listening to a podcast, Ludonarrative Dissidence, and it's a podcast with Greg Stolze, who did Unknown Armies, James Wallace, who was the head of Hogshead Publishing, who did The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, which he says is the first sort of modern style story game that sort of predates the Forge a little bit. And Hogshead Publishing, right? Baron Munchausen, De Profundis, which I just picked up. And the third person is Ross Payton, I think, who does an important podcast, also did some other RPG. Like, these are like big RPG designers, and I'm listening to their podcast. I kickstarted it, and they're so smart. They've got so much history. They have so much great depth of knowledge. They sometimes irritate me, but also I get a lot out of them. Like, I learn a lot from them. I find it very interesting. And sometimes the things I disagree with are also quite generative. So all in all, it's a good thing. Oh, my pleasure, Max. Of course. It was this Saturday. Yes, Role-Playing Public Radio, Ross Payton. Thank you, exactly. And one of the great things about Am I missing one? This just came in the mail today, by the way. I just got these things in the mail, and now I'm suspicious because I feel like there are numbers on these books, and the number 1 is not here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I missing number 1? Well, this is going to be a thing we're going to have to figure out about. So, listening to this podcast, they talk about a lot of interesting older games and things that each episode of the podcast is a different game that they sort of talk about in depth. And in the process of talking about games in depth, they also talk about other games. And James Wallace mentioned this series, the Fabled Lands series, which came out back in the day and is sort of like a solo adventure game book that was very, very influential at the time. It's older, right? And they've done reprints now. And I thought, ooh, well, how cool is that? I feel like I should absolutely check this out. So it's this, I think it was probably originally from the 80s. But I just got them. There are multiple copies, but I'm telling you right now, they've got numbers attached to them, and number 1 is not here. So I suspect, I do not think I failed to order number 1, so maybe it's still on its way, but I've got some new solo game books that I get to play with you all, and that's really exciting. And talking to them, they were talking about, so James Wallace, right, Hogshead is part of what they would call the new British style of RPG making. And they did it like, so Baron Munchausen was of them, and there's a bunch of this whole group of folks. And the last game that Hogshead Publishing published under the new games model was De Profundis, which they were talking a little bit about. They didn't do an episode on it, but they talked a little bit about it. And I was like, oh, I have to get this. Like, if this is I need to, I think I have Munchausen, but I need to run that at some point in time, but I need to get this De Profundis. And I found the PDF of it, I ordered it, I have it, and I have to read it. But here's the thing about De Profundis if you don't know about it. Yeah, I will find number 1. I do. I have a tattoo above my ear. It's a motion. It's like inner fire and movement, and motion is what it represents for me. That's one of my many tattoos. I have more. Yes. So the thing about De Profundis is that it is an epistolary game where you write letters. It's a Lovecraftian game. It's a Cthulhu it's a cosmic horror style game where the players write letters to each other. And I just got it. When I have time, I'm going to read it because clearly I need to check it out and figure out what I want to do with it, because that sounds like there are opportunities there. Watch this space. I think that is all of my show and tell. Yes. Oh. Boom. Your character Elmo is going to send the letter E. Look, the way you play the game. Oh, my desktop isn't that bad, actually. There's not much in there. It's just my tracking numbers, because I wanted to sort of check when's the last time I went timing. But it's actually, my desktop is actually pretty empty. You all should be proud of me, because it has in the past often not been. Oh, hardly any files. Max, my desktop is so clear of files, unlike before when it was ridiculous. I'm very proud of the fact that it's not as bad as it used to be. 20 files. Oh, come on. There's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 32, 35, 44 files on my desktop. That's hardly anything. Push. That's just like nothing. I used to have hundreds of files on my desktop, so I am very proud that I don't have that many anymore. Desktop and tabs over encumbered. One of my computers kept moving my files on desktop, so I put them all in a single file. Oh, well, that's no good. Look, I'm pretty sure I got De Profundis just the other day. I did. See, I do. I have it. De Profundis. So De Profundis, just going to tell you, Let's see. I can do this. There we go. So I think it might have not. I think it might have originally been not in English. I think this might have been a translation, but De Profundis, Cthulhu Gaming on the Edge of Madness. Yes, it was originally in Polish. Um, a Polish game, I believe, originally. And in it, you write letters to each other. And I am really interested in checking out how this plays out. Um, it's apparently a new wave game. Interesting. It's fine, right? But it's about sending letters to each other. And what's really cool is the book itself is written as a series of letters. So it is not only a game where you write, where the whole point of the game is writing letters to each other, but also the book itself is written as a series of letters. So I was like, oh, I should definitely get this game to see what it's all about. And I thought that would be kind of fun, right? And I'm going to find out. I've got some things to check in about. Like, I have questions about this game, which is like, how many players is ideal? How do you. I have questions, and I'm going to find out the answer to these questions and then watch this space because I will have more things to share once I figure out ideal player size, etc., etc., etc. Because I've read some people's feedback saying that even though you can do this through email, that it actually works better when you actually do it with actual physical letters. And I was like, oh, well, let's see what we can find out. So I will let you know. I will let you all know what we discover through the process. Just sharing. Anyway, the podcast is giving me all sorts of very cool new games to check out, which I am doing, including some ones that were apparently unplayable. Also, in the process of picking up, I just ordered on drive-through a brand new game company, or I don't know how new they are, but Goblinoid Games now has bought the license from Pacesetter, who does Sandman, and they've put up Sandman on drive-through RPG, and I just ordered the PDF of it because I figured it'll be easier for me to just have the PDF and use that to put things on Roll20 than to scan it all myself. But it turns out Pacesetter did another game, which was Time Master, which is a game that I also played back in the day, and they have all the Time Master stuff up on drive-through RPG for like $4 for a PDF. And so I just went and I got those. So I also have the old school time traveling game Time Master, which I will do something with. So I just wanted to share you all the cool things that I had going on because I wanted you to know. Yes. Let's see. The files are now in folders. Cubicle 7, great company they are. They publish a lot of single or few book games. Rocket Age is when I think, oh yeah, those are good ones. Don't they do Cubicle 7 also did like a Mars game, like a space Mars game maybe? Yes. Star Ace. Star Ace was another Pacesetter game. It was. Oh, by the way, we're going to start the game. We have made our way to the other end of this wall, and we're going to try to investigate and find Union people. This is where we are, and I am very excited for our adventures, which right now is going to involve picking up bottles. So at least 3 packs worth of cigarette butts. I do have some other things that I can show you. We are going to take all of the bottles we can, and we're going to use these bottles to make money so that we don't have to be homeless. Also, I feel like maybe we can find some other place to sleep, but numerous empty bottles of Commodore Red and potent Pilsner.
Snow is quietly covering the numerous wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. Someone partied really, really hard here.
Wait, how hard?
Well, they went through 6 bottles of potent Pilsner, 3 bottles of Commodore Red, and almost 4 packs of cigarettes. It must have been pretty hard.
You know what? Did I do this? I should discard the thought, but I'm not going to. Did I do this?
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you.
Wow. Okay, Kim. Uh, did I do that? I've got this I'm staying at this hotel, but they charge like 20 real a night, and I feel like if I could just go to sleep somewhere else, that would be much easier. And there was that one place up there. Uh there's another housing block over there that I thought like maybe I could sleep there. Like I could just go into these buildings, I could sleep there. There's some like places I could squat and then I wouldn't have to pay 20 real. I don't know if that's possible, but I would like to. I know nothing of Time Master, kind of want it, but probably never get it due to cost. No, Max Rider, you can get it like super cheap on DriveThruRPG as a PDF now. The original, if you want to get the original box, I checked eBay. It's like 180 bucks, 130 bucks for the original box set. Don't do it, but you can get it on PDF much cheaper because I just did. Atomica says, I think my favorite thing about Trooper streams is I've never hear a single game spoiled for me. So what happens is that I will start a game, and then Atomica will be like, huh, maybe I should start that game. And then Atomica finishes the game, and then I am still on day 2. So again, it is true. I have never spoiled the game for Atomica somehow, which I'm going to take as a win. Yep. Oh, Crucible 7 did the Laundry Files game. That's what I was thinking about, Rissa. Yes. Squat, you're a cop. Right, Max says, it took a while to get all of them, and there were a few World War Cthulhu Cold War that were hard to get. Oh, yes. I believe I know the World War Cthulhu. Yes. I'm going to say this is really sad. I must have been miserable.
Yes. This scene isn't exactly ripping with joy. Let's just move on.
He turns to leave. Well, sure, but before we move on, I think I should take all these bottles for recycling, because we clearly don't get paid much here in Revachol, and I also need the money, and I don't think this game tracks encumbrance. So, it's a win-win all around, is what I'm gonna say.
This is the Night Watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud. You need to rest. Your body is aching. Getting in here has taken something out of you. Have a seat.
So this is where Renee works? I'm gonna look around.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Okay.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table. I
failed a very easy physical check, which doesn't make me feel good. I'm going to take that picture, though.
It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, René, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera.
Interesting.
René looks like he's about to smile. This photo must be tied to some good memories.
Why did you take that picture of René?
I'm going to ask him about it.
You're really interested in that old soldier. Not sure I understand your fascination, but sure. As long as it doesn't take up a whole lot of time.
I'm going to have a seat and rest, because apparently I'm exhausted.
The chair is not as austere as the rest of the booth. A thin grey pillow is attached to the seat, secured to the stiles by black ribbons.
I'm going to breathe deep.
Stale air floods through your nostrils. Not a single mote of dust floats inside your lungs, though. The inside of the booth is immaculate.
I'm going to breathe deep one more time.
Stale air floods through
Good.
your nostrils. Not a single mote of dust floats inside your lungs, though. The inside of the booth is immaculate.
Now I'm going to get up.
You stand and exit the booth.
Well, I will leave. Also, just in case you want to know, I'm quite injured. That's just a note. Quite injured. I should probably sleep and not... Well, what I should not do is get into any fights. That's really just for the record. I should not get into any fights. Can I... I don't think I can walk down this way. or over there. So I think we're going to have to walk around this way. Down that stairwell. What do you think's over here? Oh, I know where we came in that way. What is this music? That music is very industrial, and it makes me nervous. It makes me feel like something bad is going to happen. You all hear this, right? I've turned up the volume. You can hear the very disconcerting sounds. I don't like it. Well, I just want to read chat because this is making me nervous. You see faded industrial lettering on the platform. Kvalsund. Kvalsund means whale fjord in Arden. I would love a map of this world. It's just what I'd like. I have to... Oh. There's got to be a place for me to sit that is not... I am very concerned. Yeah, I look, I understand that I feel like I'm waffling at this moment, and I understand that that is probably exactly what I'm doing, but I have this feeling of dread that we're going to come upon some gangsters who are going to try to kill us. And it's just a thing that makes me nervous at the moment. Just so you know, I'm gonna just walk back the way we came because there was a little thing to look at, and I feel like we probably can't access it, but I at least just want to... Yeah, no, they're not gonna let us. Oh, sorry. I just have this feeling of dread. The music was freaking me out. The music was telling me that something bad was gonna happen, and I got nervous. Sorry. I'll go back. Or maybe I will continue to be a little nervous and just, there's a person down there talking.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marsh and Arret are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block.
I'm going to read chat because that's going to be less stressful. Let's see. Chiasm brought the World War Cthulhu line from them, bought it, and it's rumored they're going to republish them. Oh, that's cool. Artie says, I watched Trooper play Horizon Zero Dawn, but since I'm on PC, by the time I got to play it, I didn't remember anything about it. That's fair. That's fair. Atomic says, I had to clip that. Best laughs I've got out of you in forever. Nice. Nice. I'm into it. Crone's like, you're always quite interested because you have like 2 HP. I have 3 now. I should get more HP. I have a lot of will. I just don't have a lot of physicality, and I need to do something about that. Max Ryder says, just then something bad happened. I heard it. Yeah. Volpa says, you're in a factory. Why would there be industrial sounds? I don't know, but they're like the industrial sounds of terror. Chaos Nick, how are you? Says, how's it exploring the harbor? We're now on the other side where the Union is. I'm nervous. Map, there's one. You got to get it. But it's not particularly useful. Good omen. Well, maybe I've got something. Hold on. Let's see what I got here. I need to level up. That's fine. We've got to go and do some karaoke. That's also fine. But, oh, I don't think I can get access to my stuff. I do have a lot of my thoughts are apparently stressing me out. That's... fine. I have a map, but I don't think it's particularly good. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Max says, oh, Trooper, did you get my note? I found another solo COC scenario, sent you a link, and the revised solo scenarios. Thank you. This is what I get to do. I get to look at this during Candela Obscura tonight, because tonight I've just finished all my big talks, and I get to watch Candela Obscura with you all tonight and check messages and really get caught up on Discord, which I'm excited to do. Still one of the most misleading acronyms in tabletop gaming. Scuba? Is that a load against the static? Ooh. Happy Dia de los Muertos. Happy Dia de los Muertos. Oh, I want some pan now, actually. Later. What am I a professor of anyhow? Candela will go almost to your bedtime. That's okay. I'll watch it and then I'll go to bed. I'm a professor. I am a professor of music history, popular music studies. But I do music and media, and culture, so I'm also cross-listed with the American Studies Department, the Race, Colonialism, and Diaspora Department, the Film and Media Studies Department, Women, Gender, and Sexuality Studies Department. Are there any other cross-departmental Africana studies? So I am in the music department, and I teach popular music and culture and media, and I'm cross-listed with a couple of other departments, but I am a musicologist, is what I'll say. Da-da-da! And I'll just say it's the best job. I mean, the job right now is like a little bit too much in service, but being able to teach and think about popular culture all the time is just awesome for me. It makes me very happy. And I'm teaching this game right now on... I'm teaching a seminar on ludomusicology, which is music and play. And we just did last week on Tuesday, we did Games of Nostalgia. So we talked about L.A. Noire, Fallout 3, Cuphead, and Bioshock. And next Tuesday is horror. And we're going to continue talking about Bioshock and Silent Hill 2. And then the week after that will be walking sims, and we'll do Gone Home. And probably The Graveyard, maybe Firewatch. And then we're going to do games and identity. And so we'll probably I want to talk about online games, like streaming, when people use voice changers so they don't get harassed when they're doing sort of like, Fortnite playing and whatnot. So I really want to talk about the online multiplayer aspect. And I need to be reminded to talk to Cord, because Cord apparently used to sing, or would sometimes sing in character in Wild RP, and I need to talk to him about that, because that would be a cool thing to talk about in class. And then the last week is video game music outside of video game context. So songs about video games. Krellin, I did want to ask you a question, actually, about this. I wanted you to tell me your top 3 songs by Epidemic Sound? No, that's not his name. Miracle of Sound. The guy that replaced Rebecca Mays over on The Escapist. Because I know you were pals with him, and I wanted you to tell me what your top 3 songs were, because I wanted to, what's the word? I wanted to honor you and your friendship, and I wanted to put him in the class, and I wanted to know which were your favorite songs of his about video games. And so chiptune music and the video game orchestras that are playing Final Fantasy songs abroad, and then also KDA, the League of Legends characters who are now also a virtual band, so that kind of stuff. So that's what we got for the rest of the semester, and I'm very excited for it. Let's see. Yeah, okay. P.S. You don't actually get to say the los. Actually, some people would say omitting it is the most authentic version of it. Oh, okay. Dia de Muertos. Thank you. My Spanish is rusty, is what I'd say. You mean the 1 hour bedtime he gets up in the morning? Hey, I got pretty decent sleep the last 3 days-ish, kind of. I went to bed early. At where? SFU? No, I'm over at Tufts University up in outside of Cambridge. Wrong coast. That's a school. Yes. So assume coming from the hardcore old school world of D&D RPGs, you don't think anything of JRPGs in their ilk? Oh, I feel like what I would say is being a scholar of popular culture has maybe... It's very hard to be judgmental about popular culture at this point, right? Because each one of them is its own thing and does something for people, and that's cool. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just get very... Yeah, I just get very non-judgmental about media nowadays, because whatever I like or don't like I've gotten to the point where I can always find something interesting about everything, and even things that are not, that I may not like. It just means they're not for me, but they're for someone, and then I try to figure out who they're for and why they like them, and that just tends to be where I go with that one. So yeah. I thought you were referring to Simon Fraser University, Canada West Coast. Ooh. You haven't kept up with them, but if you have any favorites, Crone, you should tell me. Chaos League, I grew up in the Bay Area. That's where I'm from. That's my home. I left my heart in San Francisco. I just don't currently live there because I'm on the East Coast where the weather's different and it makes me sad. Yeah. Yeah, same acronym as SFU. Don't live too far from Simon Fraser. I'll be heading to UBC tonight, in fact. Oh, cool. Hey, Fixer. I noticed Traveler players haven't progressed much. They want to change XP systems since you guys like long planet adventures. Hey, Fixer. Oh, did you make the comment in our on YouTube? So the thing I should tell you is Traveler doesn't have XP. The Mongoose second edition has an option for XP in the players in the Traveler Companion, but the system itself does not have XP. It's a system where you sort of make your character and you kind of you mostly stay where you're at. If you want to progression, you can learn skills through downtime, but you have to spend an entire week with no interruptions, and you have to do that 8 times. You have to have 8 weeks in order to get a 0 or 1 level skill, and you have to roll for it. So after 8 weeks of studying, which is going to be at least, because you spend a week in jump space, that's at least 8 different planets. You may also fail that roll and not up your skill. So Traveler isn't really a game where you increase through XP. Most of what your advancement is through money, right? You sort of do trading, you get stuff, and advancement is more measured by the allies you've made, or if you make a lot of money, you can then like buy cyberware or new software or better gear. So it's mostly through buying better gear, gaining allies and contacts, getting influence. But it isn't, as written, it just doesn't have an XP system. It has a study system, but that study system is very slow. And even in a fast-paced game, you are not going to progress very quickly. Like, it takes at least 2 months of in-game time to get a brand new skill or to go to a level 1 in a skill. And then after that, it's a full period for, so like if you wanted to go from level 1 to level 2, you needed 2 8-week periods. And if you fail your study roll, that whole 8-week period is a wash. If you want to go to level 3, that's 3 8-week periods. So yes, 6 months, and you may fail, right? So it's just not exactly it's very old school in that particular way, where it's not really about XP advancement in the way that a lot of modern games are, which is a very different way of, it's a very different style of game, which I think is super interesting. I think it's super interesting. So let's see. Where are we at? Let's see. Max says, oh, I'm about an hour and a half into your Alone Against the Flame videos, right when you find yourself stranded, and enjoying it very much. Loving seeing you make the different choices I did. Oh, cool. So you have to give me a link to your Alone Against the Flame so I can watch yours, because that would be amazing. Chaos says, I don't give an F about popular culture. All I'll say is about disco and a handful of JRPGs are among my greatest experiences with video game media. Very nice. I actually really appreciate the differences in styles, you know? Atomic says, bedtime, night all. Chrono Trigger, best RPG video game, hands down. Bye. Look at Atomica just noping out, dropping a bomb, leaving. Good night, Atomica. Krone says, you should ask in the Discord, Tripper. There's surely got to be someone that's listened to Miracle Sound thing in the past decade. I will. Vulpes says, the Gambler have advanced. They got a whole new stealth ship and a herd of Grebes and a new Soul Money party member and a bunch of illegal side drugs. And actually, that would be, I think that would be the best way to frame it. They have advanced. It's just not through the... They advanced in the way that Traveler finds important, right? They have a brand new ship, which is worth millions of credits, a stealth ship. They have upgraded they've got enough money to upgrade their ship quite a bit. They have expanded their crew. They now have 3 NPC crew members and another member of the ship, so they can now take on more and more badass things. They have gotten a bunch of high-end equipment. So a lot of advancement in Traveler is actually just through the things you find in game and the things you're able to achieve in game, which is a really like, so for example, as written, there is no way to improve your stats, like your endurance. That's not necessarily true. Not naturally, right? There's a skill called athletics, which can stand in as a bump for dexterity, strength, and endurance. So you can use athletics to increase that a bit. But for like education, no, not really. You'd have to probably go and get educated. Intellect, again, no. Social standing, you could, if you got knighted, then you could increase your social standing. But a lot of it happens through in-game RP, is how you would do it. Because you just can't, rules as written, you can't pay XP to sort of increase those things. You have to basically do it through RP and make the case that now that I've, right, so the Baron, if he gets what he wants, he could be able to make the case that he'd be able to up his social standing eventually. He's not there yet, but that's how that system goes, and it's very interesting how different that is. GURPS has study rules that you can study your skills. Like in GURPS, you actually get XP, but there also are study rules where you can study your skills in your downtime, and you can just keep track of what you're doing in your downtime, and then after like 100 and something hours, you can get another like free XP. It's like the way to get free XP. And this is sort of basically on that model, but there is no experience alternative, which I think is, with the exception of learning skills and downtime, but it is very slow, I think, quite purposefully, which I think is just really interesting, you know? And also, Fixer18, I don't know if you're still here, but I will tell you what I just said out loud in the YouTube. I'll respond to your YouTube comment if that was actually you. So I just think it's really interesting to sort of see a different sort of pace game that way. And it's fascinating because the new Vampire 5e is also very slow in its progression. So it's fascinating to see games that are slow progression versus fast progression, or even no progression. And that's interesting. Praxis glances at the playlist, which I'm currently listening to, that is almost all Miracle of Sound. Prax, will you put in the Discord Media Musings your favorite, like your top 3 favorite Miracle of Sound songs? Let me know so I can check them out, so I can put them in the on my playlist for week 12 of class. It's much like the segments of the character creation life experience paths. Yep. And let's not forget the high fashion latex. You never know. That will probably, look, it's a secret, but don't tell anyone. If Severance wears his suit, his latex suit, he will get a bonus to his social standing. I have not told him that because he does not know it, but Marcel Rambeau, who was created by you all, by the way, is a well-regarded and well-renowned high fashion latex artist. And so if you do commission work from him and you do wear it, you will get a bonus when dealing with like the elite, because it's a big deal. They've not been in planets where you would notice yet, because they've been kind of like run down planets a little bit, but they're going to go to Assis, and they will see the they will know, they will see. I'm very excited for it. Excited for some latex. Yes. Atomic says, got delayed from bed. Can definitely agree that Earthbound is up there, tied for second with FF3, 6. Ooh. I've only played Final Fantasy 13, the one with lightning, and then I watched a friend of mine play 10, the one with Meg Ryan, Titus, who my friend always called Meg Ryan. Carlos says, World of Darkness has always had slow progression. Yeah, and I think in 5th edition, they make it even slower. Would you invite your students to stream with you? To stream with me? No, I wouldn't. I don't advertise my streaming to my students. Sometimes students find me, and if they do, that's fine. But I wouldn't. That feels like crossing the streams. You know what I mean?
Marsh. On. Arrête. Off.
I'm gonna press marsh.
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Oh, nice. Okay. This sounds good. This sounds like we are opening up a way to new locations. I'm a fan of this, or at least we can investigate things. Also, there's clear person to talk to, which we will do at some point after this.
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. This crane was built with a purpose, which has now been fulfilled. To move this container.
What's inside the container?
Who can say? All you know is, it's special.
I believe that.
Can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
Yeah, I know. Let me... Should I press Arrête, which is to turn it off? What happens if I do?
The crane does not return to its original position. It does not move at all.
Then we shall leave. And we're going to go back there. I know there's a person out here who we probably should be thinking about. That... Oh, there's that woman over there. We will not think about that at the moment. We're going to go and investigate our crane situation and this whole area, actually. We're just going to do all of that. But I'm also going to catch up on chat, because chat is the best.
Stands a cargo container. Just one of many in the yard.
Miracle of Sound reminds me of Dream Theater. Yes, actually. The XP costs haven't really changed, so I suppose they did go from giving 3 to 5 a session to 2 to 3. Krellin, they say 1. They're like 1 to 2 a session, and I think it's much more expensive to go up in humanity than it used to be. I think some things... I think they made the progression a little bit more clear when it comes to like start getting a brand new dot in something, and I think some things are cheaper than they used to be, and I think some things are more... I think humanity is more expensive, but I think maybe backgrounds are cheaper, perhaps, maybe. COC is pretty slow progression too. I feel like, Rissa, COC is very fast when your skills are low enough that you almost always fail when you eep, but then it kind of grinds to a halt when your skills get pretty good, which I think is actually good. High fashion latex artist sounds like a condom designer. Maybe. Chaos says, imagine you're telling your students, if you wear a latex suit, you will get a bonus. I mean, not in class. Depending on what the class is. If we were doing a class wherein that was relevant, then maybe. What's in the box? You couldn't buy humanity with XP in the previous editions. Are you from the US? I am from the US. I am. I feel like in this one you have to justify it. They said in V5, they said if you wanted to go up in humanity, you would have to completely abandon vampire society. For example, build an orphanage for no personal gain, and then make sure the orphanage is safe for a year without interacting with vampire society, and then also spend a huge amount of XP, which is something that would be very difficult to achieve, considering that you get on average 1 XP per session, right? Like, luckily, my character's at 3 humanity, so I would only need 40 XP to go up from 3 to 4, but I'd also have to spend basically a year not playing with my character out of the game. I don't think they actually want you to increase your humanity, is really what they make it so long, involved, and difficult that I think that functionally they don't really want you to, even though they say that you should always be striving towards it. They just functionally do not really make it a practically possible thing to do, is what I would say. Yeah. Says, I just finished reading the V5 book, Tripper. Trust me, the values aren't different except for the things that actually have costs that never did before. Humanity, backgrounds, advantages. Thank you. Summary of the World 2023. Yeah. It's exactly that which has always appealed to me with COC. Chaos says, yeah, the neoliberal, global, and authoritarians of the world order should indeed cease with blood-sucking. Right?
Is this like your thing with that wall again?
Maybe. I can't tell. I think we should investigate further.
You do?
Yeah.
Because I don't.
What? Why not?
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
Maybe there's contraband in there.
There may very well be, but we are not here to look for that. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to interview the Union boss.
I'm gonna open the door.
You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Hey, Schmelzer. Kara, what part of Russia are you from? Like, where in Russia are you from? That's such a huge, huge country. Where are you from? Also, I don't know if you know this, but the first long campaign that I ran, way back in the day, was Night Witches, which is about the women who were the night bombers, the Soviet airwomen who were night bombers in World War II. Which meant that I did a lot of reading. I read a lot of interviews with the Night Witches and was looking at maps of the Soviet Union and all across like the the big broad sweep of it. So where are you from? Maybe there's contraband. Sounds like a Frank Burns line. I'm gonna knock on the door.
No reply.
I could try to persuade the door to open. I actually think that's impossible. I cannot get an 18. So let's leave this area for now. Even though clearly there's something exciting here for later. Let's ooh, wait. The shipyard ahead is oddly quiet. The great machines are sleeping. Okay. We have got things to look at, and I'm very excited for it. What is this? The speaker tower is silent. There is no work to organize in the yard below. Oh, somebody is, singing or speaking. The musk of oil and rust come from the chasm in front of you. Smells like blood. What's in there? Can we not open it? Well, we can't open it, but I suspect we might be able to open it if we maybe change our equipment. We can put down our, this. And we can maybe, we've got like some chain cutters and a pry bar, so we could see if that will help. Pry bars, and that's, haha. We just gained some Ultra Series gloves. Ooh, wait, that's exciting. I don't know if they do, but they might be important. Let's see. We've got these gloves, and they give half-light +1. What do you think that means? What are my gloves? My current gloves do interfacing. Half-light is what? I feel like half-light's going to be something creepy, and therefore awesome. Logic, rhetoric, drama, conceptualization. Half-light. What is this? Let the body take control. Threaten people. Threaten people? Why do I want to do that? Cool for high-strung investigators. Shoot now, ask questions later. Cops, surprise haters. No, let's not do that. There's no need for any of that. That's not necessary. Instead, let's take these things. Industrialized size thermos. Smells like burnt coffee. Smells like burning. Everybody, to the limit. The cheat is to the limit. Everybody, Fahukwa gods. I'm going to read chat. The banner sags under the weight of the rain and snow. White waves on red. Hey.
Container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, put the logos on.
That's not how that melody should end. I'm going to read chat. Maybe there's, let's see, Max says, I was so inspired by the 588th, the Night Witches, I wrote a Call of Cthulhu scenario and published it on the Miskatonic repository about them. The playtest was at a convention in ASU, had a blast. I think I might have it. Vulpes says, there have finally been some information about the new Vampire Bloodlines 2 game. The main character you're playing will be an elder waking from a 100-year sleep with a thin blood mentally stuck in your head to explain modern things. Baldur's Gate 3 Dark Urge style. Vulpes, I was talking to Simon about this, and Simon was like, people are going to play that game, and they're going to want to play an elder in the RPG, but there are no rules to play elders in RPGs. And I was like, pondering it. Rissa says, are the Night Witches recordings on your YouTube or on a different channel? They're on my YouTube. I was able to, well, I don't know if they're actually on my YouTube, but I have a link to them. They might actually not be on my YouTube. I don't know now, but there is a link to them. I am a little behind in creating my links, so I don't think I've updated my links for the last year. But I try to keep a playlist and links to everything I've been in, even if it's not on my channel. If it's on YouTube, and most places sort of export those things to YouTube, I will put a link to those things on my channel. So you should be able to find everything I've been on that is on YouTube linked that way. Although I have not done that, like I have not linked the most recent things, and I have to do that this weekend as well, or shortly. That's the thing I have to do. I have to sort of link, like I have to link Montreal by Night and some of the things I'm doing on other channels. I've got to link their playlists on my channel, and I will do that. I just have to do it. The cheat. There's one thing I've learned in my life is don't be Frank Burns. Yes. The cheat. How far Trooper has fallen. I see you. I see you, Roller. Take it to the limit one more time. Oh, that deserves a pizza, or maybe a pizza trophy. I would love a pizza trophy. Was Geekspace YouTube for Night Witches? Yep. And I do have a link. Let's see. Now, please note about the first episode. The first episode, the audio is fine. The visuals have a lot of stuttering on them, but after the first episode, all of that is resolved. So all the episodes after the first, there are no visual stuttering. The first one has visual stuttering, but the audio is fine. Krellin says, I don't know if it's fair to say there aren't rules for playing elders. There aren't guidelines for balancing elders, but the rules are there. The blood potency chart is generation, and the XP rules exist for advancement. Yeah, I suppose that's true. I think the question becomes how many rules, how much XP would you give them to become an elder? Because I think they give you up to like 10 or 11. Also, how many like drawbacks, right? If you're going to do the Sea of Time, they say, okay, if you're going to be like, 12 or 13, you do these things. So you're going to be 11 or 10 or 11, you add an extra drawback. You do this or this, right? So they kind of give you those guidelines to progress up, but I don't think they have specific guidelines for beyond level 10. They have information on what your blood potency would be, but I don't know if they have like what the XP totals would be. If so, you should give me the pages for it. There aren't rules for the beckoning, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along.
Obviously.
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisunt on Muindi.
Ubisoft? Oh.
Container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, now belongs to Everard.
The man is so engaged in his work, he doesn't notice you. I'm going to say hi. Hi.
Everard. He looks after everyone. Huh? What?
Hi.
Hey there. How can I help you, mister?
How are you?
The look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
No. A shadow passes over his face. What is with you people in scabs? I'm not.
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat.
He doesn't seem to be waiting for you to answer. Krellin says, and there's no real guidelines for age either. Yeah, like Ekaterina the Wise, the agitator of Prague, and MC from Bloodlines 1 are both 8th generation vampires, but Ekaterina is also over 1,000 years old. Yes.
Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
I do. By the way, real quick. Here. Remember I pull out those folders? So here is Dr. Robert Samuels, MD, Professor Ellsworth Smythe III, Pablo Bubba Rodriguez, and Paul Wasaki, which I believe this is Chill. I think this is from Chill. Marvel Superheroes. This is all from the 80s. My character Frenzy. Here's another. This is all sort of like middle school me. Another sort of person I made back then. Here is a Champions character, the Banshee. Another Marvel Superheroes character. This is all back in the days. This is my old folders, everybody. These folders are 40 years old. These are 40-year-old stuff. So this is these are maps I made for an adventure, a Chill adventure that I ran as one of the first adventures I designed. Actually, this is one of the first adventures I designed, and I designed it for Chill, and these are the maps that I made for it. So this was definitely middle school. So this was the 80s, and here is maps of Gustav's Tavern. I wonder how good my notes are, actually. And then Castle Hohenfels. This is what map level 1. Level 2. There are another 2 more levels for Castle Hohenfels. So those are the maps for one of the very first adventures I ever made. I must have been 12 or 13 maybe. More of my Marvel Superheroes characters. What is this note? There's a note. It says, I want to try to get them together to fight Frenzy. If so, then we could all fight him. What I want to catch Black Force and convince him that I can help him to clear the public's view of him. Note to the GM from middle school me. More Marvel. We were playing a lot of Marvel Superheroes. This one here, I think, must be DC Heroes. More maps. These are bad photocopies, everybody. More. These are definitely Chill Investigators, is what those were. So I just wanted to share, because look, if that Scooby-Doo thing is anywhere, it is in one of these folders. My certificate of membership into the group, that Call of Cthulhu group. The sheet music for their LARP that is a... So the group that I did, the Call of Cthulhu group that I did, that I've been with, that I played with back in the day, way back when, that is still going on, same campaign since 1980, they would also do LARPs, and they did a LARP that was a Gilbert and Sullivan LARP. It was a musical LARP that basically filked on Gilbert Sullivan, and this is the sheet music for this LARP. And what you should know is... there were these twins, right, that were fated, that one of the twin was supposed to be fated to be a great mage, and the other a great warrior, but one of the twins was lost, and so they didn't know which one was supposed to do which one, so they actually made the one that they had left to be both a warrior and a mage, and train to do both. But the problem, of course, is that that's very difficult, yes? And so then... the character Mouthy sings, I am the very muddle of a modern mage or general. I've information vegetable, animal, or mineral. I've memorized the Demon Kings in order categorical, Asmodeus to Xylodex, both modern and historical. I'm very well acquainted, too, with matters mathematical. I swing a sword with vehemence that verges on fanatical. Pertaining to ballistics, I'm teeming with lots of news, with many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. I'm very good at integral and differential calculus. I know the philosophic names of beings and animalculus. In short, in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, I'm the very muddle of a modern mage or general. They teach me this, they teach me that. My teachers are meticulous. They fill me up with lists of things that seem to me ridiculous. I know the names of powers, Mighty Doug and Ready Kilowatt, but I cannot tell my curus for my elbow less I think a lot. They've totally bewildered me with all their lessons tactical. I never know if my commands are ludicrous or practical. They mix and match assignments till I don't know what I'm working on. They send me off to sing this silly song at a convention. If I set out to cast a spell, I end up with a battle plan. I'm lousy as a general and worse as a magician. In short, in matters vegetable, animal, or mineral, I'm the very muddle of a modern mage or general. Someday when I know what is meant by Mamelon and Ravelin, when I can tell at sight a staff of power from a javelin, when cantrips and ensorcelments no longer pose a mystery, or when I finally understand my military history, when catalyst and cataphract no longer sound the same to me, when power's an extension of my soul or just a game to me, when I know just what to do with distillate of mercury, then I shall know what sort of guy I really, really ought to be. For my military knowledge and my thaumaturgic acumen have made me the Taran kingdom's most bewildered citizen. You see, in matters vegetable, animal, or mineral, I'm the very muddle of a modern mage or general. That was the group that I used to hang with back when, and I have all of the sheet music for it because they did the whole deal. They did the whole deal. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, pretty awesome. Let's see. Chrome's gonna go feed the kitties. I've got a cat flopped on the floor telling me he's dying of starving. Cats can be very dramatic. You said fuck Fuku Gods. Have you ever heard the Fuku Gods Daft Punk mashup album? Random Access Fuku Gods drummer boy, I have not, and I need to. Can you please drop a link because I need to hear this. Frenzy had a fedora. Yes, indeed. Frenzy had a fedora because who does not want to have a superhero with a fedora? Obviously. Max Rider also kept all of his old character sheets. Do you remember any stories from your chill games? Well, I remember that big campaign. It was like I basically did a one-shot. It wasn't one shot. It was like a 4-shot adventure of them traveling in to like to Bavaria. They were vampires. Miracle of Sound selections placed in the Media Music channel. Thank you. Chill. It never was. No, that was the first adventure. That was the first. I think that was the first adventure ever designed with like full maps and everything else, as opposed to doing modules or creating sandboxes and that way. I think that was the first adventure that I actually sort of wrote out in a more traditional way. Yeah, I keep all my notes. Yep, Volpacit, those were the original Chill box set characters. There you go. Let's see. Thank you for the link. Let's see. You're Ubi, right? Do you work here?
Yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo.
The little man raises his hand in a welcoming gesture. Oh, hell, hold on. Back here.
I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away.
He chuckles. I did. I switched the screens. I did it.
Actually,
I did it.
Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
So she's the right-hand woman.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
Ooh, good question.
A real pretty lady with a skin like those douce sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down besides the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here, and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Who are
Stay
you?
on this Miss Beaufort topic.
Okay, hold on. Who's this Miss Beaufort you mentioned?
Oh, Lizzie.
Yep.
She is a real sharp tool.
Oh.
Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything. East of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
We know exactly who she is. But we did not know she was Mr. Everart's right-hand man. Interesting.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood. Knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure.
For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes.
Oh.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids.
Oh. I'm sorry, Leo.
Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years she has.
He sighs and falls silent, watching you meekly with his blue eyes.
Law school, Could she be talking about the Union Fixer?
Oh, yeah.
AKA the Gardener.
Absolutely. Obviously. Okay, so this is the Union Fixer, the Gardener?
Looks like it.
I'm not sure what a fixer is, but she is a real nice girl. Smart as a whip, too.
What are you doing with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Okay, well, what's going on here?
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors. It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core.
Leo, has anyone told you why you need to change the covers?
No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone.
This looks like a massive redecorating operation, Kim.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
Thanks, Leo. You've been very helpful.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all.
I have other things to show you folks, by the way. Because I pulled these out because I wanted to see if I had that article, and now I'm got things to show you. Are you the Leo who wrote the note to make more banners?
Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
Oh, what was that about the borscht?
Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started.
The little guy chuckles merrily.
Very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Are there drugs in this lunch? I mean, what do you mean by taking the soup to the men? Is it for striking?
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Interesting. Well, hold up. Wait. Who makes it at the whirling?
Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
Something is off about that borscht. I'm going to look into it.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
He didn't actually understand what you meant. Now he's just nodding along.
So I just was curious, though. What's in that container over there? You know, that one.
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Interesting.
Told you.
Yeah, I don't know, though. I have a feeling. A weird paranoid feeling. So I'm looking for the leader of the dock workers union.
Oh, you want Mr. Everett then?
I
He's
do?
an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood.
He coughs, then continues immediately.
Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made merchandise what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
Interesting.
Patience. Deep down you have the mental power to keep listening. Not many would, but you do.
I will not interrupt him.
Had an arithmetics teacher, Miss Bellows. Her real name was Miss Bellams. She was a real pretty lady, but when she got mad,
He starts laughing.
all the boys liked her, if you know what I mean, mister. We used to sneak in her yard in the dark and peek through the window. One time we saw Miss Bellows with a fellow. Yes, we did, mister.
He looks for the signs of disbelief in your eyes. I will not say
He
anything.
was naked too. That's all I got to say about that.
He keeps nodding and looking at you with a smile that's too sincere to be clever. Finally, he seems to lose some internal struggle, then adds, very interesting. Thank you for telling me the whole thing.
Thank you. Almost forgot. Mr. Everett is in that container over there. I got distracted telling the story, but he's in there.
I told you! People should listen to me. But you're Ubi, right?
Oh, yes. Born and raised in Aaaaah, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then.
Hmm.
People say us Ubies are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot.
No,
I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just nasty rumors.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Let's see. Okay. Well, you know, where is everyone? The harbor is empty.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in.
He leans in with a confidential
We're
look.
on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
Hmm.
No one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Evrard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate.
Hmm. He pauses to think.
But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Evrard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
He stops, but he seems eager to tell you more. What trouble did Titus and his friends get into?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business.
He smiles and leans closer. You can tell me.
Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
But what did they actually do?
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know.
Murderers?
I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Uh-huh.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
He looks to me for assistance. Too rowdy? Leo, what kind of fight did they get into? Did they kill a mercenary?
Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the words are spewing forth. Words, words, and look, even more words. This guy could go on till the end of days.
Probably.
Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner.
Okay.
No, he already switched to a prized fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what? Just cut in there with your questions.
I think I've asked all my questions. Okay, well, okay. I'm off.
Bye-bye now.
Bye. Okay, so I'm gonna just see if Kim has anything to say. We haven't spoken in a while, Kim and I.
Yes?
Hi. Oh, I think we're good. But wait, there's more! So I feel like we're gonna go and talk to this guy right in here, is what I think. And I'm gonna save before we do that. And then also, because I can, this folder is filled with some of the character cards for Marvel superheroes, obviously. Mr. Fantastic, the Human Torch, the Invisible Girl, the Thing, Captain Marvel, hello, 1980s, right? Wolverine. But also, in case you're interested, here is the character sheet. So in that Call of Cthulhu group that I did, Jan was running Call of Cthulhu, and Chaz, her husband, was running RuneQuest. And this is the character sheet for my RuneQuest character, which, you know, nice thing body. And I used to draw a lot back then, and I made like a real sort of like blonde, big-jawed, not the smartest person, but who, this is another sort of drawing I made of him. So I was in high school when I did this one, so I was probably like 16. He was a smith, and he was sort of drawn, he got married to a dwarf, and the thing about dwarves is that dwarves were like all sort of, they were kind of oppressed. They were used in very dangerous mining operations because they were good miners, but it was very unsafe working conditions. And he was a bit of a union agitator to help to make sure that the miners and the dwarves had like, good conditions. And it turned out that the mine owners did not really like that. And there was some threats happening. And so he had to go off adventuring. So, he and his wife, who was played by another player, they were adventurers. So that was my my RuneQuest character from like 88, 89, and these are all notes. Smith, he looks nothing like Morrissey. I know. Hey, Rabu Plays, how you doing? Delicious RPG books, right? I have some old character sheets, but I by no means have all my old character sheets. That would be ridiculous. I don't think I have all of them, but I kept the most important ones. You started with RuneQuest too? Nice. Nice. What is this here? This here... Okay, I just want to let you know I'm seeing printouts. I can tell by the rough edges that these were done on a dot matrix printer. And this is what? I think this was all the notes for the RuneQuest game. And yeah, these are the notes. And this is a Genesis story. The Genesis, this is stuff from the GM. So GMs back then gave you many pages to read. And this is all lore, is what this is. Because I have always had GMs who were extra. That's where I learned it from. That's where I learned it. Just it. And then I think this here, what is this? Oh, this is the backstory. This is like a 7 or 8 page backstory for a vampire character I had in a LARP. And that was that folder. This folder here. Oh, hey, Rissa, you're still here, right? This, by the way, Rissa will recognize. This is my character sheet for Gianni Fiori, the character I made for the Transhuman Space campaign that Rissa and I were both players in, where we met. And so this here looks like to be all of my notes for that. Yeah, this is all of my notes for the... Yeah. These are all my notes for the Transhuman Space campaign in this folder. Right there. Back to the game. Just thought I'd share. Yeah, my lovely Archie Bunker. All right, that was me procrastinating from finding this guy. Because I only have 1 health, and I think I'm going to die. So, you know. Let's... So we have to go and find out about the special borscht. And ask Renee about the photo. Okay. Well, here we go. I'm worried. Yep, that's what I thought. Pry bar. We're going to have to go back. Pry bar. It'll be fine. I don't... The coffee in the giant thermoses is still lukewarm. A stair made of pallets leading up. I am very worried about this right now. I did save, so okay. I'm really worried about the death and the badness. A taxidermy fish that tells time. Okay, everybody. Can I just, like, leave? No. Okay, I'm gonna talk to him. I'm just, oh.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you. With a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottled. A typical power play. Wait for him to speak first. Show him you've got a backbone.
I will look him... I will say nothing. I'll look him dead in the eye. We'll see how awkward this
The
gets.
one good eye of this man fills you up without even flickering. The other, his lazy eye, is constantly moving like a goldfish in a tank. Grotesquely magnified by his +6 glasses. For a moment, you don't know where to look. It is unbearably humid in the trailer. Beads of sweat slide down the man's forehead.
I'll just keep staring.
At first, nothing happens. His face wears a wide and self-satisfied smile. Every now and then, he smacks his big lips.
So,
He begins to speak, albeit very slowly, purposefully leaving a pause after his opener.
Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi, how nice that you found a moment to pay a visit to the Debardairs Union. I'm Everard Clare, head of this little operation here.
My last name is Dubois. My last name's Dubois. My last name's Dubois, right? I feel like my last name's Dubois.
Please, have a seat.
He gestures to a tiny folding chair opposite his giant desk.
The folding chair looks like a torture device. Extremely uncomfortable.
Maybe. Unless I lied about my last name to him.
Detective.
The lieutenant nods at you, then the chair.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Dubois? I think I should just say I'd rather stand, right?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
Dubois is a great name for a narc. Yeah, I'll just take a seat then.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
He gives me a sly wink. I'm gonna remain serious.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debardairs Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
Oh! I have damaged health. Why? I'm gonna die. No, I'm dying.
There's something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw.
This is what happens when you wander around with only one health left. Okay, okay, if I had, oh golly, gee whiz, I probably should have eaten food or gotten medicine. I did save though, right? Oh my goodness, it's the chair, maybe it's the chair. Help someone.
Yeah, screaming isn't happening on account of extreme shortness of breath. You're just making it worse. Oh God, it's painful.
Dubois, try to remain
All
conscious.
you feel is pain
Nope.
and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face. Like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear. Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He was the heaviest drinker I'd ever met. Captain Ptolemy Price, the deceased superior officer, commented, "That ain't easy on the ticker." He loved his liquor, sure, said Detective Chester McLean, friend and colleague. But I think before he ever had a heart attack, his heart was broken. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the officer was on the brink of solving a murder case.
Well, that was bad. I'm gonna have to load my game, I believe, right? This was our last quick save right there. So I feel like we cannot go and talk to this guy right now, because I have no healing things. I have nothing I can use to heal myself at the moment. What items do I have, and are any of them going to help me? I don't think so. Postcards and photos and what is this? Gum? That's not going to help me. What is this? Book La Fumée, Volume 1, Number 4, The Leading Organ of Martinet's Communism, offers a radical Mazovian perspective on a range of contemporary issues. The cover features a stylized portrait of the late King Friso with a pair of white antlers growing out of his head. Well, that's cool. Let's just look at it.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friso.
I might have enough money.
On the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
Why Friso?
Because Friso was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see.
Well, I'm going to flip through the pages and see what catches my eye.
To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white.
Really feel like we have to go to the store.
After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections. International developments, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note.
Yeah, I'm going to just read the editor's note.
Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, Du cristal à la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turned to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée, unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel. La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers.
All right.
Only 4 issues in, and it sounds like they've already alienated their readership. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
I'm gonna play it cool. Pretend everything's in order.
Back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
When he sells all the bottles. Yeah, no, I hope I can get back in here because I clearly cannot talk to this guy without dying. So I would like to find out about Kunst und Kultur.
It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture.
Well, I know that. That's obvious.
Why they decided to title this one section in Valda is beyond you. It evokes a sense of recognition and fellowship among those privileged enough to understand.
Fair.
As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS.
CS. Okay.
The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective.
I'm going to go and read the profile of CS.
This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer.
Ooh. Well, what is this tip-top tournée?
The actual article is surprisingly light on details, but after skimming a page or two, you gather that it has something to do with motor carriage racing.
Okay.
If you don't follow it, you only ever hear about the ludicrous sponsorships and obscene death toll.
Okay. Well, let's see what these communists have to say about the tip-top.
You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colorful drivers.
No.
Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip Top Tournée.
Wait. What's wrong with tip-top?
Where to even start?
Yeah, tell me.
For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships. And
Right.
then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes.
Fair. Wait, who wrote this stuff?
Oddly enough, this article has 2 bylines. Nasteb Encolada Bernal and Exilus Buka. There's no way those are real names.
Wait, why aren't they real names?
Have you ever met anyone named Exilus? Come
No.
on, they're plainly pseudonyms.
Okay, so what's so bad about sponsorships?
Under capitalism, the article
Yes.
says, every pursuit has its price. Every pleasure, even one as elemental as the joy of racing others around a track, is reduced to an advertising opportunity. Thus, the so-called tourney becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless brand signifiers. Your discount laundry detergent racing against a pack of Astra cigarettes, or even a fritter.
Right. But then you get to see them
And that
crash.
precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest. At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real racers that you're really watching for.
Well, I'm pretty sure I like it for the racing.
Sure, you think that, but subconsciously, it's the visions of brand names being engulfed in flames that you crave. It's the stilted language and overconfident tone that's the real giveaway here. You're almost certainly reading a recycled university essay, one that could probably use some edits.
I'm gonna make a few quick changes.
Armed with Lena's friendly green ape pen, you spend entirely too much time writing constructive feedback in the margins of the page.
Well, you know, editing.
By the time you're finished, the original article is nearly illegible.
Wonder if I could give this to someone.
You know, most people would just write a letter to the editor.
Oh.
Or even better, just leave it be.
Kim, this article says that no one really watches Tip Top Tournay for the races.
Oh, come on. Can this article read your mind?
It seems to think so.
A certain kind of young man reads one or two books and suddenly thinks he understands the secret structures of reality. If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor race. I take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
By the way, I've checked this other folder because I'm hoping I can find, you know, this thing. But I found, in case you're interested, the GURPS flowcharts I made. I often make flowcharts for combat in various systems so that I can be like, okay, let me just, you know, so I usually make these little flowcharts, combat flowcharts, and then I put them on the inside of my GM screen until I just have it down. And I do need to make a flowchart for Traveler before they get into their pirate combat. I have one partially made. But yeah, so this is my very fancy, very exciting GURPS combat flowchart from way back in the day. This is a printout I made at the computer lab in college a long time ago of 1920s slang. Twists, Slugs, and Roscoe's Glossary of Hardboiled Slang, which, of course, you absolutely need. An article from 1981 on instant adventures from Dragon Magazine. Also clearly things that you need. This was like my what is this? These are my list of basically GM advice and notes and tips and tricks that I've been gathering since sometime in the 80s. And one of these I am pretty sure is going to have to be the Scooby-Doo, but I don't know if it's actually in here. This one is from Lester Dent's Master Plot List. 45-minute warning. Thank you, 45. I'm going to give you how I write convention scenarios. This is from theladygamer.com from a while ago. I don't know why, but I have an encyclopedia of world history because I do a lot of historicals. Even back then I did. Don't ask me why, but that is what it is. You can barely read this one, but you might find this amusing. My list, you won't be able to read it very well, of my map key for old sort of D&D style dungeon maps where I had each of the little symbols and signs written out there. So for when I was doing my own maps. Maps. Stu's Rules of GMing. This I printed out in 1997 in the computer lab. The pages are a little bit too tall. So this was GM tips. Yeah, we're getting into this era, my friend. The Deadly Sins of GMing, which this is also from back when about, oh, do you want to know? Deadly sin number 1, thou shalt not afflict players with thine with thine own awe-inspiring characters, i.e. don't have GNPCs. This is from 98. Corollary to number 1, thou shalt not afflict players with awe-inspiring omnipotent artifacts. Never ever give the players that ever so cool magical item you created that has all those superpowers and abilities, and it's intelligent, and it can kill deities in one stroke. Regardless of who you give it to, it's going to get hideously abused at some point. Give magic to match the characters. Deadly sin number 2, thou shalt not forsake notation. Never ever forget to make notes on your campaign. Deadly sin number 3, thou shalt not run a stagnant world. Think about changes in the setting, what is happening in the dynamic campaign world. Have kings been ousted, wars fought, dragons slain, world upheavals occurred? Drummer Boy says, the lady sounds like it'd have awful listicles of like how to drive your players wild, 5 helpful tips to keep combat spicy. Yes. Deadly sin 4, thou shalt not allow players to flounder. Help them out. Deadly sin 5, thou shalt not drone endlessly. Deadly sin 6, thou shalt not make little of hard-won PC abilities. That's a good one. Basically, do not undermine, if your characters are supposed to be really good at, if the PCs are supposed to be very good at something, don't make it so that their badassness in that one area just never counts. Deadly sin 7, thou shalt not design absurdities. Do not make your missiles, mysteries, puzzles, plots so convoluted that no one but you can follow them. Deadly sin number 8, thou shalt not allow an individual to spoil thy story. Never allow one player's actions to screw up a good story. Deadly sin number 9, thou shalt not place thy plot above player wishes. Never let your precious and flexible storyline screw up good characters. Nobody likes to be railroaded. Deadly sin number 7, thou shalt not fail to meet thine own commitments. Don't tell everyone that the next game is on a certain night, and then when everybody arrives and is all set and ready to go, announce that I don't really have anything ready, let's do something else. Don't do that. Deadly sin 11, thou shalt not display preferential treatment. Corollary, special corollary. Ooh. The above takes on critical importance if you find the player in question attractive. Corollary to the corollary, exercise extreme caution if the player's significant other is also in the party. Deadly sin 12, thou shalt not fail to be prepared or to wing it. Right? One of those two things. Footnote to 12, the player will almost always decide to do something that you haven't planned for or even considered. If the players are going completely the wrong way, don't be afraid to turn the map around. Deadly sin number 13, thou shalt not overestimate thy players, or in essence, know thy players. Deadly sin 4, there are a lot of deadly sins here. Anyway, lots of deadly sins, don't do them. There are a lot of deadly sins in here. I thought there'd be like a listicle of 10 or 13. No. There are 40 deadly sins that you should not be engaging in case you were curious. I forget to make notes far too often due to fatigue and ADHD. This is already Zoom games with recording are a godsend for note-taking. Practice. Why I love streaming so much, I can go back and watch the VODs. Yeah, this is from Dragon Magazine. Which year, I don't know, but you can tell that I had hole punched these because I kept them in a big binder. When game masters go bad, I kept a lot of GM notes and advice from Dragon, White Dwarf Magazine, Role Player. This is all from the late 80s, all of this right here. Because I always felt like these things were important, and I never got rid of them because, well, they ended up being valuable, I guess, and I appreciate these old notes. I do wish and hope, I do not know if this is true, if it is possible, but I hope that this Scooby-Doo thing that I've been telling you about for a while now might exist in this list of things that I have saved, but I do not know if that is the case, and it might not be. So if it's not, then I'm going to be a little bit sad because I really did. I wanted to, because here's the thing, I'm going to make some videos for YouTube. I'm going to make some YouTube videos, and I have no idea what that is. adventure notes. It says concept mystery, plot mystery. I don't know what that word. Theme, internalized hatred, madness, importance of humanity, mood, surreal, paranoid tension, reward, humanity, survival knowledge, setting, goblins in the cabins in the Washington Mountains, now isolated. Main plot, invited to party, meeting of powerful, mysterious vamp couple, murders begin of humans, quests, murders plot to the new people, it is one of them. Oh, I know what this was. This was an adventure I ran where actually one of the murders was one of the players, but they only figured that out halfway through because they realized they were walking in their sleep and murdering people. It was that one. Yeah. Dormer Boy, why can't we have nice AI and good AI that transcribes session recordings into searchable PDFs? Ooh, that would be nice. Carissa says, I try to go back to the last month's recording a day or two before my Cthulhu game to remind me what the heck happened. So we play monthly and my brain is old. I end up finding that VODs are not always the best way for me to go through notes because they take so long to go through. So I end up trying to take decent notes or, old Dragon magazine articles. Travel works both ways. The Real Barbarians. History offers a different picture from literature. Look, I was clearly some kind of weird nerd. An article about mercenaries and where to find them. Yeah, I don't want to shock you all or to scandalize you, but I was a nerd. And I suppose that may surprise you. You may not have realized that about me, but yeah, the best of Dragon. Look, wait, my life is far less complicated. That's fair. We're some kind. Where? What? Were? No. I am perhaps very, very nerdy. I cannot say for a. Yes, I am. I'm shocked. Look, I actually am looking through this right now, and I do not think that this Scooby-Doo thing that I wanted is actually saved. I must not have saved it, but check it out. Give them enough rope. Here's an entire article about the things you can do with 50 feet of rope. Because why else? Why would you not want that? That's, yeah.
Somebody's watching me.
I always feel that somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Whoa, I always feel that somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? Ba-da-ba-bow. Thank you for that follow, Termination Shock. Hide your Dragon magazine photocopies. Hey, it's right there. So that's Arvandus. Thank you for the follow. I will share you this one thing, and then clearly I'm so sad that I do not have it. This was an article that I was a little bit obsessed with as a young person. Can you make a workable cannonball from 50 feet of rope? Maybe. So this is an article from Dragon Magazine sometime in the past. How far in the past it is unclear, but looking at the photocopy, May of 86. Okay, so this is an article. And by the way, I had all of these Dragon magazines, but I thought it was more practical to photocopy the articles I found really useful and then put them into a folder so I could just look at them rather than having to go through every Dragon magazine. So this is this is a photocopy I made back in 1986 this is an article called The Uncommon Tongue, Modify Modern English to Add Spice to Your Game. And it's all about how to turn modern English into something that was ancient sounding, right? So step 1, write the message out in everyday English. The word order and syntax will remain virtually the same in the translation. Step 2, select the proper word equivalents from the lists provided with this article, and then write them out in the same order as given in the original message. There are 4 alternatives to choose from when making word selection. Use a modern word. Make up your own word by converting a currently used word into pseudo-Middle English. Similar sounding Middle English words can be used as a guide for doing this, or you can develop your own system. For example, an OW ending could be changed to a WE ending, or LEDEL. Look the word up. A good English dictionary will give the Middle and Old English equivalents for most words. Other forms, such as Old French or Old High German, may be given as well and may be useful. Use a word equivalent which has lost its meaning. These require some research, usually in original language editions of works of literature, such as Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. Grammar books and the like tend to be too technical to be of interest to the average reader. Often the word used will be a matter of choice. For example, Chaucer uses at least 3 words for dagger: anlas, bodkin, and dagger. Step 3, correct the grammar of the sentence as much as possible. Note the following. They have guidelines on how to do it, like the singular forms, first person, second person, third person, plural forms, forms of be, pronoun, suffix, weak endings, and then follow the rules on they've got a bunch of rules on pronunciation, suggested readings. I hole punch through some actual words, and they have this archaic words list. And I will tell you, when you are being a little extra in your GMness, you might have memorized quite a bit of this at the time as a youngin, so that you could go and have NPCs say things in quasi-pseudo Middle English because that seemed exciting. Was I extra back in the day? Yes. But thank goodness I'm not extra now. Oh, my goodness. Wait, what you can do with 50 feet of rope, you're sure that's not from Bazaar or O or one of those special German mags? Maybe. I think you need something like sticky tar and that sort of monkey head. Yeah. So, how to speak forsoothly? Exactly. Yep. It's pretty nerdy. It would be a fun list to have, right? I still have it. Now I'm extra. Yeah, because we're a nerd was extra. Termination shock is like, we've seen you, GM. We know that this is not past tense. Maybe you're right. You're correct. Yes. So let's see what they mean by the way, sadness that one Scooby-Doo article is not in my old notes from back in the day. What do they mean by local concerns?
Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike.
Obviously, good times.
You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta.
Thank you, 30. Also, by the way, I don't mean to say anything that's problematic that might upset anyone. I don't want to cause a ruckus or a scandal. But whenever they say Martinez, I think mayonnaise. And then I think, ooh, I'd like a sandwich with mayonnaise. Is that bad?
Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
Well, Rissa, but we love that you're extra, even if it means that you lied to the whole party as you head off to nearly certain doom on your bike. Well, look, when the GM says to me, I failed that POW check, the GM says your character wants to go to this certain doom, then I'm going to say, okay, and then I'm going to go there. And I'm not going to cheat. That is important to me, that I will never cheat. The GM tells me that my character wants to jump in a volcano, I'm going to jump in a volcano. Just as when Bill said that my character wanted to kill his daughter, I was like, okay, I'm off to go kill my daughter. And people stopped me from doing it. But, I'm not going to cheat and try to find a way out of it. Because I just feel like that's no good. Yeah. When the GM tells me my character wants to do a thing that is going to get doom, then I'm going to do the thing. Let's see. If it weren't for the Wild Pines, charging rent just to live somewhere is pretty outrageous. Well, yeah. Would it be better for everyone if labor and capital could reach some? No. Charging rent just to live somewhere is pretty outrageous. My character's a comment.
Remarks dryly that capitalists love wealth redistribution, so long as it's only redistributed upward. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
We are going to catch up on international developments.
This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between the EPIS nations and the Free State of Seminine.
Oh, I like the word Seminine. Yes, it's bad. Mayonnaise is not a condiment. I knew I said something bad. So you're saying you're hungry. Don't condemn the condiment, condemn the game. But I am going to. I did eat before I started stream, by the way, because I made this tuna casserole. So I did eat. I do need to make one more round of food because I'm now out of dinner. I mean, I ate earlier. But after I get out of stream in 30 minutes, I'm going to go into the kitchen and start cooking some rice and chicken adobo I'm going to put it all in there in the Instapot in the pressure cooker so that it can just do its thing while we're watching Candela Obscura together, and I'm excited about that. I accept responsibility for not anticipating exactly how extra you can be. Hey, I always do what I'm told. I do condemn it. Mayonnaise is gross, and everyone's complacency on it has ruined many a meal of mine. Look, I love mayonnaise. I just would never use it in a potato salad. I'm not a mayonnaise-based potato salad person. I'm a vinegar-based potato salad person. That's literally, I think someone else is yum. Oh, that's funny.
You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border. Something about bear wrestling in Samara, book riots in Yugograd. Face it, you really aren't interested in foreign affairs. You're not even sure where most of these countries are. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Done. So here's the thing, everybody. We are going to leave because if we stay, we're probably going to die in that chair and everything will be sad. So we're going to walk away. I hope we can come back. That would be, it would be really great if we could come back and not, you know, because I don't want to not be able to, by the way, can we get in now? Because I have like...
You're back before
Bolt.
the cargo container. Its drawer has not left.
No, I can't. But, because like I do have bolt cutters. A composite eye of halogen lights watches you, emanating a low buzz. All right, well, that's fine. That's okay. We're going to probably try to find a place to sleep, because my understanding is that if you go to sleep, you heal up. So, goal is to heal, and I would like to get down there. I wonder if there's a way to do that. The music is distressing me because it's telling me something, and I hope we have not failed in our life, because we just cannot talk to him now. We can't, because we are just too darn hot. We're not, you know, you know what I'm saying. It's just Cole Porter. Yeah. The door is locked and cannot be opened from this side without a pass card. I guess you have no choice but to talk to the union leader. Oh no, but I can't
Stand steady as ever. The drawer
talk to him without dying. Well, that's not great, everyone. Okay, hold on. Let's see what I have in my inventory. Because maybe I have something in my inventory. I have got a bunch of items. What is this? Some postcards. I've got some clothes. Got some tools. What is this? This is alcohol Commodore Red. It increases my physique. And this is a speed bottle. That's no good. I was trying not to drink right now because I know I'm a recovering alcoholic, not me, him. Okay, so look. Yeah, so that's bad. Right now, it's not good. My pain threshold and my endurance are down. Ooh, gosh, folks. If I could, like, nap, or maybe what we're going to have to do is talk to this guy in some other way that does not involve sitting down. Maybe we just can't sit down, because if we sit down, we die. Not good. Just... Y'all, we're gonna go back to talk to him, but we're not gonna sit down. We're gonna just... I have concerns about my life and there's strife and I'm gonna die. Okay, everybody. I'm gonna read chat. Oh, golly. Golly gee whiz. Why heck. Okay, everybody. We're gonna try this again, and we're not gonna sit down in the uncomfortable chair, because I feel like if we sit in the chair, we just die. So... that's it. We're gonna just... I'm gonna read chat.
Before you is a walrus of a man
yeah.
seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you.
Is everyone else taking my yips? No, Krillin, you don't have to eat mayonnaise if you don't want to. It's okay. German potato salad's so good, I want to make some. Truth, but proper potato salad has mustard. Mustard, some vinegar, right? A little oil. More yumming your yucks. Don't sit down. They literally have mayo coming as a default condiment on things, and places ignoring my no mayo orders have. Oh, I'm so sorry. You should not be forced to have mayo if you don't want to have mayo. No one should make you eat mayo if you don't want to. That's messed up. Oh, go have board game. Rissa, what board gaming are you going to do? Have fun somewhere in the castle. Saving the world from the Cthulhu mythos or die trying, which happens a lot. Oh, yeah. Which game? Arkham Horror, Eldritch Horror, Elder Sign, a card game. Which one is it? This reminds me of lunch with one of my old GMs who ordered a burger, then complained about the weird sauce, country mustard, on his burger. Oh.
With great effort, with a mixture
so look.
of expectation and impatience, well bottled. A typical power play. Wait for him to speak first. The one good eye.
In the eye.
Magnify. For a moment, you don't know where to look.
Keep staring.
So,
Go.
Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitts, please, have a seat.
The folding chair looks like a torture device. Extremely uncomfortable.
You go ahead, detective.
Yeah, I'm not
Whatever
good.
he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois
Yeah.
stuff? I'm getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
I'd rather stand.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
Death May Die, lots of fun. Mark has them all, and I can't remember which one it is, but the scenario has us revisiting Antarctica. Artist says, this is why to be very explicit when I order a burger in what I want, when I want it plain and just the bun and burger. Yeah, I don't sit. It's kind of my thing.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions.
He nods. His multiple chins move like ocean waves. That's romantic.
I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level. Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
He turns back to his typewriter.
That's a nasty play. He's got you. A titan of volition in a fork. Guess you just have to sit or leave.
I'll leave. Why am I leaving? Because I don't want... Wait, am I still gonna die? Can I get out? I need the pass card, don't I? I don't think I can get out without talking to him. This is not great. Because I'm going to die. Physique. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do, everybody. I feel like if I don't do this, I'm going to die. So I'm gonna drink some alcohol. It's not good. It's not good, everybody. Okay. Ooh.
Well, hello. Someone seems to have found himself a bottle of alcohol. Here's where the magic happens.
I'm gonna look at the bottle.
Light reflects off the green glass of the Commodore Red. The gods have been generous. Better pop it open before they change their minds.
Oh, golly gee whiz.
Wow, the gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to open. A child could have done it.
Sanity check. So here's the thing. If I drink this alcohol, will I get more health? That's the question. Because if I get more health, then I can have a conversation with this guy and then leave. Because I do not think... You do not get more health? Is that correct, Volpez? No new health, right? It does not increase your health in any way? Volpez says no. That it does not help your health.
Fine. We're not worried. You'll crawl back to this bottle soon enough. We'll give you another chance. Booze always gives you another chance.
No.
Not all of us.
You've passed up your chance to start drinking alcohol for now. But don't worry. The option to start drinking becomes available again in 2 hours.
What is... I'm trying to get him, like, out of that bad space, right? So how about if we, Oh, gee whiz. Yeah, So, I think we're going to try to not... I'm going to talk to Kim. Hi, Kim.
Yeah.
How's it going? Nothing. Okay, can I... You can try, but I'm pretty sure no. I think that's just a boost for strength checks. Because it gives... Well, I can't now because I have to wait 2 hours before I can drink again. Because I denied it. So now it's like a no-go.
Mr. Dubois, I hope time is on your side this time. Please, take a seat.
Why are you calling me Mr. Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Filter it out.
So here's the problem, King Crimson. I cannot leave this area at all unless I'm able to get a pass. Basically, the door is locked to get out of this whole area, but I think I can only get it from him. And the only way he'll talk to me is if I wonder if I can, like, break through the door? Because I can buy healing items, and I have the money for it. And I can also just go to sleep. And if I go to sleep, then I wake up and I'm fully healed. But I do not think that I can get out of this area at all. And this is my concern. I'm gonna... Quick save, I can't. Golly gee. I did talk to him. I don't have a pass card. Wait, I might have a pass card. I'm gonna leave.
Say, Mr. Dubois.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I do have, look, I have this, I don't know if it'll do it, but I have, this shift card. Do you think that this shift card will let me get out of the building? Well, I cannot equip it, so then no. That is not a thing I can do. And, oh, golly gee. Okay, well, I'm gonna try to sit down again, and maybe I will...
I hope excellent.
Maybe I won't die.
I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
Yeah, damn, this chair's uncomfortable.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
Nope. This is me dying. This is me dying.
Feel something in
Yep.
your chest.
Yep.
An unnatural pressure.
Yeah, no.
It's spread into your left arm.
So I'm guessing this is bad.
Very bad.
Yeah.
This is the end.
Yeah.
Bad. Get
Yeah.
it together, boy. You've
Okay.
got to hold on. No
Okay.
matter how bad.
Let's just try to remain consciousness.
All you feel is pain and weakness. You
No.
have to surrender now. Cop suffers final.
Yeah, so that's I tried to walk past him, but I don't think it allowed me to get there. So that was bad, right? And the problem is that we got in there a long time ago. It has been like the last time before we were there was like a long time ago. So I'm gonna hit that quick save one more time, and I'm gonna just see if we can maybe walk past him, but it does not look like we can.
Before you, with great
Yeah,
effort,
yeah.
with a mixture of
Yeah, I know.
power play.
Yeah, I know.
Wait for him to speak first.
We're gonna
Show
try
him
something
his
different.
backbone.
Still no good. Let's get straight to business. There's been a murder.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr.
Nope.
Kisaragi. It's
Nope.
I'm Everard. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
In a hurry.
Have a good day, Mr. Dubois. I'm
So, I think we're in a bit of a conundrum. I think we're in a bit of a tricky wicket. If we cannot get out of here so we can get healing or sleep in some way, I think, yeah, my healing, I'm totally out. I do not have any healing items left for my physical health, though I do for my mental health. So I have no physical healing items left. I'm out of those. Is there any way to,
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened
Nope.
since you were.
is there any way to get out of this place so I can sleep, heal? Is there any possibility for me? Because that is the only way to avoid having to redo the stuff and the things. Well, let's see. All we need is some other way out of this location. That if we can find, like, a way to jump over a...
This
like,
is the night.
I'm gonna rest.
Is not as austere as the rest of the booth. A thin
Let's see if
grey
there's something
plate
that'll help
is
me.
attached to the seat, secured to the stiles by black ribbons. The drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts. One small box, however, does hold some cheap painkillers. They are slightly out of date.
Will that heal me? Let me read the side effects.
Oh boy, where to start? Elevated risk of dementia, mini strokes, prophet's disease, sudden death, hair death, erectile malfunction, critical flatulence, watery blood, black mucus, uncontrollable weeping, increased sensitivity to la opera, inoperable joint disorder, total spinal collapse.
Seems bad.
This was a bad idea.
I'll ask him. Would you mind if I help myself to some meds?
I'm not here to tell you what to do, detective.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take the painkillers.
You take the painkillers. They are yours now.
Okay, I'm going to heal myself, one. I've healed myself. I gained Hypnogamma and also Nosafed. I now have 2. Everybody, I'm getting up.
You stand and exit the boot.
I think we might survive. I'm going to save right now. Quick save. I hope. Look, okay. So we're okay. I feel like I now care about the l'opera, a whole bunch more than I did before, and I am hoping that now I can have this conversation with Torture Dude, and not die. And if we can do this, I will feel good about my life. This is just, well, hey Kim,
Yes?
I didn't actually mean you. I just wanted to get and talk to this guy. If you would get, there we go. Okay, we can see if we can do it. We're gonna become very sensitive to l'opera. Hopefully we will talk to him and not die. So, 9:22. Let's go.
Mr. Dubois, I hope time is on your side this time. Please, take a seat. Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man and reasonable. So
Serious.
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
I didn't die though.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners. It pains me to say.
I'm not dead. I found painkillers. I'm sure that is not problematic.
This should take care of that nonsense.
He points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely comically
It should be
huge.
sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with the cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
He points at it again.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
That feels like it's a bribe, right? Wait, you know Gart? Thank you, Everart. Take the comically large check. Take the comically large checks, but don't say anything. Keep it, I'm good. Leave the check. You can take that comically large check and... No, that's... I'll just... Wait, you know Gart?
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With
Continue.
a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
I don't think I should take the check. Right? I don't think I should take the check. Thoughts on this one? I need your thoughts, everybody. Do I take the check or do I not take the check? He's framing it as if it's compensation for being harassed, but I feel like it's a bribe, and I feel like if I take it, I'm going to get in trouble. Also, it's a weird, comically large check, so everyone's going to see it. I'm in the middle of a conversation, so I don't know if I can save. And I cannot save. Can't save in the middle of a conversation. It feels really bribey, so I'm going to just say, keep it, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then.
Yeah. I just don't trust the way, because he's the kind of guy I feel like who would blackmail you, you know what I mean? He crosses his arms on his ample midsection and sinks further into his chair. He just feels like that kind of person that would blackmail you.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
Again, sounds to me like you're trying to blackmail me. Do you know what I mean?
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun.
Don't like any of this.
The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Now, how do you know about my lost gun?
I know everything, Harry. Right
Harry.
now, I know that you're worried. Don't be worried. Everything's going to be all right.
I don't like...
It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
Oh, I don't like this at all.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
Wow. Okay. I don't have a great... I'm gonna try to maintain my composure.
God, you're sweating.
No.
Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're
No,
about
I'm...
to cry
No.
because you lost your gun, and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
No, I'm not about to cry. I'm gonna try to stay cool.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
No.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull here?
It's bad.
You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
What clothes am I wearing right now?
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
The large man snaps his fingers, but to no effect. You're in some sort of stupor. Oh. You keep sliding down the chair like a jello shot. There are no Harrys. Let your mind go to your safe place. Let's do that. Let's go to a safe place.
While Everard is distracted by your odd behavior, the lieutenant's eyes are mapping everything around you. The folder, desk, papers on the wall.
I don't like any of this.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
I'm very concerned.
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Oh, golly. No, I'm as good as it gets, Mr. Dubois. Vaguely gesture with your hands above your head. Or, actually, this chair's uncomfortable. I could use that glass. No, I'm going to just go with the first one. We'll go with that
Don't
one.
be dramatic. I can see your condition isn't terminal.
That's what I said.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
I don't know.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Okay.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions.
Oh.
It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
Okay. Okay. Oh, police questions. Oh, golly gee. Let's go with, I want to talk about the hanging.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez.
Mm-hmm.
I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you.
Go on.
I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me.
Say nothing.
But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
Kim, is that true? Are we door-opening machines?
I'm not sure I understand. If you're asking us to break down someone's door, it's not going to happen.
Come now. I just need you to go open a little door for me and leave it unlocked. A simple thing. Absolutely nothing shady about it.
I don't like any of this.
Does this jiggling ooze think he's going to use you? He's got another thing coming.
I just...
Play his game, son, with your eyes peeled. He's going to slip up, and when he does, you're going to come out on top. By the way, I just got my thought finished, my Krasmazov, this one here. So what happens? Temporary research bonus. I think I just solved it, which does the what now? Temporary research bonus, -1 rhetoric. Cool. But what's my solution? Wait, I need to know. We can't quit the thing without knowing. All right, no, hold on.
I would like to know what this does. This does a what? This does a long way home. I just want to know what the... Ah! Somebody give me, here. So, there's something... I feel like I'm done with it. So what's gonna... What's, right, but what's the solution? What's the solution? Sort... Oh, wait, hold on. This will get me there. 932. Yeah, I just want to know what the solution is for this thing, because I have it, and I would like to know what it does, since I got a whole thing. I don't... Wait, did I get there? Did I... Why is it white, by the way? I feel like there's something going on that I do not understand, and I will figure it out, I suppose. But, I feel like I'm being blackmailed and I don't like it. Whose door is it?
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean by a weasel?
A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly.
Don't like it. He removes his glasses and rubs his nose. We're finished this conversation.
Unlock the door and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you.
Yeah, why don't you just open it yourself?
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
Not really.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
Yep.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry?
I bet you don't even know anything about the hanging.
Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez.
Okay, I need to know what I should say here, folks. That my mind told me that I should play along with him and then see if he messes up, which would imply accepting the task, but then double-crossing him. It sort of gave me the option to double-cross him later, so maybe we should do that. I wish I could save, but I can't. I can't even exit this conversation without making a choice. People, I think we can double-cross him. That seemed to be the implication.
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level.
He flicks his fingers.
Get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry.
He smiles, obviously satisfied with how well this is all planned, how well he planned it all out.
Open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
Right. Sure. I have a lot of questions. We have to go, but, what's in the container outside of your office? I just want to know.
Dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
Well, there's something special about it. It was attached to the Kvalsund crane.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
All Harry has to guide him are voices in his head and alcoholism, yeah.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
So, aren't you going to ask me how I'm told the Union is involved in the local drug trade.
What?
Yeah.
Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any Johnny Fat Guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
No, I'm not. I'm lying.
You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know what?
What? The man rubs his temple and closes his eyes in pain. Perks up, though.
I trust you, like I trust all my friends.
Nice.
And I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want, and let's change the subject.
Interesting.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
Kim.
You too, Lieutenant.
He chuckles suddenly.
You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
I don't even think that's my name.
Taken. Do we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Yeah. Aren't you going to ask me how I got in?
Am I going to ask? Hell, Harry. You spin-kicked my strongest man in the face. I saw it from my window. Would you ask a man like that how he got into your container yard?
I'm going to just note that you don't have a window.
It was a figure of speech, Harry. Of course I don't have a window.
Just
I'm in
noting.
a container.
Yes.
Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
I'm going to leave. I just have to finish this conversation with you. You call me Mr. Dubois. Why?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everett, I call you Harry.
Great.
That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry.
So that's really my name?
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I know, Prax. I gotta get out.
Are very low.
My memory is fine. I'm just testing you.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently, my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out with my big fat folder.
He's passed this brown folder in front of him. This is very
Words
problematic.
flow like a river of honey from his lips.
I don't like
Are you
it.
trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
The lieutenant inspects Everett over his
Mr.
spectacles.
Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit that drama. Let's see if I am successful in this. It's a red check. Can't redo it, and I cannot change my clothing. This is it.
Everett's large hands are in the folder, but the look on his face says, "I know everything about you, Harry."
Dang it, I've got nothing to hide.
Harry. Oh, wow. This is really something.
I'm sure it's not that bad. At worst, he has an old RCM folder, and I very much doubt even that.
So how
Thank
about
you.
it, Harry? You need assistance, I presume?
No, where did you get that folder?
Ah, this?
Hmm?
My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
Not worried.
I find that very suspicious.
Hmm.
May I have a look?
Yeah.
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry.
Yeah, okay, so what kind of cop does it say I am?
Oh, Harry. You are the most regular, traditional, by-the-book law official imaginable.
I just want to do my job, that's all.
As do we all, Harry. We're all just trying to do our best, aren't we?
I don't like any of this.
I'm gonna help you do yours.
Yeah, we're not really friends, though. I don't want to... See, here's the thing. I don't want to ask him questions about my personal life, because I don't want to have that conversation with him. Because I feel like... you know what? Let's talk about other matters. I don't want to...
Harry, of course.
I don't want to
Let's
get
not
personal with
involve
you.
Personal details and amnesia.
Nope.
You wanted something from me.
I met Joyce, the company representative.
Oh, that's very nice.
I gotta
haven't
go.
gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Just pals?
Yes, we're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. Don't
Gotta
feel
go.
like you shouldn't work with her just because you and I are such good friends. I'm not a jealous guy.
Yeah, so... What happened to the previous negotiator, Mr. Gaumont?
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go.
He made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go?
He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family.
Hmm.
God knows how long he's got left.
You called him a midget.
Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals.
Joyce, the previous union leader, vanished under suspicious circumstances.
Vanished?
Yeah.
Harry, the woman woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Interesting.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Funny, Joyce didn't mention any casserole.
Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was.
Great, I gotta
If it's
go.
old blood you're looking for, then there certainly isn't any in his expression or demeanor now.
So, Everard, Joyce seems to think the Union is lowballing her.
Yes. Low-balling, of course. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake here. But everything's a casino for those rich types.
Fair.
His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible behavior.
Right, why haven't you let her in to see you, though?
If she actually wants to see me,
I gotta go.
she'll find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
3 minutes, and I gotta get out of here.
To see her, it's as simple as that.
Okay, well, let's talk about something else.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this
gotta go.
Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization.
Great,
I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide.
great.
Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret.
Great.
Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gum. Tell her about everything. Everard doesn't mind.
I do not like your tone.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other.
Gotta go.
It was nice telling him about her right now.
Look, I gotta go. There are things we can talk about, but I'm gonna leave. We might talk again later.
Wait. You need
Yes?
this to get in and out through the gate.
Great. I wouldn't want to get stuck in here.
Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white union man. Take care, Harry.
Thanks. Everybody, we found a way out.
So someone's been a little boring.
What?
Yes, my standard liege.
I gotta go.
Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one.
Simon.
The regular, please. The brown.
What is this? Picking on me for not being crazy enough? That's the least of my concerns.
No need to be defensive. The regularity, the brownness, the cut and dry have their appeal. A
Look,
very standard appeal.
Like, I gotta go. Kim, am I boring?
I wouldn't worry about that.
Thanks.
See, you're so regular and vinyl brown. He doesn't even want to talk to you about it.
Look, I'm just trying to do my job. No need for
Of course
extravagance.
you do. Let's get right to it. My lord's coppo type is regular cop.
What?
I'll let everyone know. I'll send out a telefax.
Wait. This will be my capo type now?
Yes, the type of cop you are, sire. Think of it as a caste, a class even.
No.
A nation of regular law officials that you belong to. It comes, of course, with the usual benefits.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means, so no need. Let's keep this announcement on standby. I don't know what it means to be a regular cop. Simon, you're here. You asked me what my capo type was. I didn't have one, and now they're trying to give me one, and I don't know if I should take this one. How can I even leave the stream if I don't know if this is a good choice? Because I'm stuck. Simon, what am I supposed to do? Simon, what does it mean to be a regular capo? Is that bad? I feel like I'm too disco to be regular. Ah! What? Yeah, but what does that mean? No, right? No. I'm not the boring one. I'm not. I feel like, no. Keep the announcement on standby for now.
Of course, to outright declare yourself something does seem a bit too interesting.
You're the Doom Cop?
Doesn't it? I won't trouble you any further.
Great. I do not know what it means that I rejected it.
Suicide of Kraz Mazov.
I'm leaving. Okay.
It's clearly a lie. Kraz Mazov didn't shoot himself. Reaction was on the counteroffensive. The State Day Palace in Mirova was surrounded. He was either assassinated or died in the bombing. You might even have evidence to support this, somewhere in your brain. Mazov was never given a state funeral by the communists. Some people even say the body that was recovered from the ruins wasn't his. There, good. Hero restored to glory. Carry on, comrade.
White check failures heal all morale, and I get a +1 in rhetoric. Yeah, so let's just accept that. And now I'm good. Awesome. And I feel like this is right. Like, this is us. Okay, I feel like I can end the game right now. And we'll end the game. We're going to have to save. Save the game. I feel like we got out of that some way. I don't know how. I feel like that was hectic, and it was a little bit wild, and it was a little what's the word? I feel like there was a bunch of madness there, and we have to get out of this place so we can go to sleep and heal up. And I feel like I just rejected being a regular cop. I don't know even what that means. Is that bad? There's no vinyl. There's no brown vinyl. Okay, anybody. So I'm going. I've got to go. I want to thank you all for being here. You all are wonderful. Thank you for letting me share stuff with you. We're going to have to come back next week to figure out more about what's happening here. And we have to get out of this. Also, this guy's threatening me. The guy is threatening me. He's threatening to expose the fact that he lost. I don't know if he has my lost gun and he's just holding it over my head, or he just knows about it and is trying to find it. So I have to find it before he does, because clearly if he finds it, he's going to blackmail me in some kind of terrible way. I need to get blackmail material on him. I need to find out about his borscht so that then when he plays hardball with me, I can play hardball with him. We're going to just, I don't even know, everybody, but it's going to be next week. I'm going to the whirling thingamabobs, the whirling in rags. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to be well rested, and then we're going to find out what's up on him. We're going to get blackmail material so we can Uno Reverso on him. We're going to not be so ill and injured, and we're not going to drink alcohol, and we're going to have a capo type that's like the cool capo type, the disco capo type. That's going to be our capo type. Any moment. You don't even know, and it'll be great. But the next time you can find me, 10 minutes, we're going to be watching Candela Obscura. And tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, you can be here and watch on this channel and watch The Gamblers, our Traveler Pirates of Dragonix campaign. We ended on a big cliffhanger, and we're going to find out what kind of drama they're going to get into. Saturday, you can find me at noon Eastern playing The Outer Worlds. We're going to go into the end game. Oh, it's pretty amazing. And then we don't have Vampire on Monday, I don't think. I don't think we're going to have Vampire again. The 6 hours finale. Oh, it's the 6 hours finale of Candela? Oh, well, surprise for me. I did not know it, but now I know. We don't have Vampire on Monday, I don't think. I don't think we're going to come back until December for Vampire, correct, Simon? So then you'll find me next time around on Thursday after that for this here. And that's what we got. Yep, not for November. So yeah, the Flory cliffhanger is going to last a month. Oh my goodness. So Flory cliffhanger in a month. We'll come back and find out what happens. That was me. I've got what do you call it? I've got socials. You can hang out and find them. Boom. Well, it's a good cliffhanger. It's a good cliffhanger. You can come join the Discord if you like. You can find me at Trooper SJP here and on YouTube, Academic Fox, and also Blue Sky, Academic Foxhole on Twitter and Patreon. We've got a merch store, Fourth Wall, and you can hang out there and get cool merch. And I'm gonna be stressed out, not in a bad way, in a good way, about what's happening here because this guy's blackmailing me and I was failing my checks. But we're gonna work it out. It'll be fine. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we're gonna get out of this. I don't like it though. I need to talk to Kim. Well, I'm gonna go grab food and I'm gonna see you all in either in 10 minutes or tomorrow. Everybody, I will take care of yourselves, and I will catch you all on the flip side. And yeah. Bye-ya. Okay, everybody. Ciao.